Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
We're up. All right, MVP in the house. The most enigmatic, difficult dude to solve in all of MMA. That's you, man.
Bro, you know what? I want to start simply because what you have done for me specifically, I get a lot of criticism, a lot of hate, and especially obviously jumping when I first got into the MMA world. New to me, you know, I'm just like, okay, let me just be myself, do my thing. First fight goes well, land this crazy kick, goes viral, and I get nothing but hate. But then having prominent figures like yourself that are constantly have been championing my style, championing the points element of things. I just appreciate you for that.
Oh, my pleasure, brother. I appreciate you. It's almost like we called for you. Because there was a time in the early days of MMA, like in the early 2000s, where I was like, this is what's missing. Mm-hmm. What's missing is point fighters. And people would like mock me. I'd be like, no. Like, I've sparred with these dudes. You can't hit them. It's a different thing. I'm like, they have a very specific skill, that skill of closing distance and being elusive. It's not like any other sport. It's almost like fencing and MMA combined, or and martial arts combined.
I always tell people that, like, most of the combat sports, in terms of kickboxing, the full contact side of things is more to do with there's a fixation on power, knocking people out. Whereas our element is just the speed element.
Yes.
It's getting in and getting out, not getting touched. Like you said, the tag kind of feel, fencing, similar kind of footwork. And yeah, just not many people had decided to cross over to any kind of full contact world, really. And you had the likes of Wonderboy Thompson,
Raymond Daniels. Yeah, just you and Raymond were the most prominent ones. In him and Glory, of course. You.
Well, he did a little bit MMA.
A little bit MMA.
Yeah.
But you're more prominent in MMA. But the point was that this was an element that I remember when I was doing Taekwondo and I would fight in tournaments, I would occasionally fight in point fighting tournaments. And if I'd fight a guy like Mafia Holloway or one of these guys that were really good, I'd be like, this is crazy. This is such a crazy skill.
Very different.
And when I saw MMA where a lot of guys were just like real flat-footed and waiting, I'm like, there's a giant opening here.
Yep.
And then you came along. And you really were the proof of concept. And I was like, okay, this is it. You get a world champion at that who figures all the other stuff out, because essentially striking is striking. You know, you can learn throwing leg kicks differently. You can learn, different stances and movements. The grappling is the big heat. That's the big hurdle. But once you can solve the takedown defense and some of the grappling hurdles, and you've actually got submission victories, then you got a real problem, because every fight starts standing up.
Exactly.
Every fight starts standing up with a big ass fucking cage. It's a big ass cage. And I see guys like Kevin Holland, like, he's like, what the fuck do I do with this guy?
He hated every moment of it.
Oh, yeah.
I could feel it. But that's just part of my style, is that kind of frustrating people, because it's just so unfamiliar. For someone like yourself, you would kind of be in there, whether you're successful or not, you'd understand what's happening, and you'd be calm enough still to be like, okay, I need to know how to figure this out, because I've experienced this before. Yeah. For someone that's never experienced, and because there's few of us in the MMA world, who do you go to train?
There's very few people that are really good at that.
Yeah. And like I said, Wonderboy Thompson, he, a friend of mine, obviously meeting him and, just us getting on. And he's even said people have contacted him, like, oh yeah, okay, I'm fighting MVP. Like, I want to train with you. He's like, I want MVP to win, so.
I can't help you, bro.
Can't do anything.
Well, it's good for the sport.
Yeah.
It really is, because, think about, there's certain techniques that just come along, like the calf kick. And all of a sudden, like, how is this? People have been kicking legs for so long. How is this kicking a different spot on the leg kind of revolutionary? We need to see that. And I think the introduction of you is going to make a lot of these guys that are like high-level point guys go, there's a spot there for me. Because there's always an advantage in the fact that every round starts standing up. As long as you have takedown defense, every round starts in your realm. And your realm is different than all the other stand-up realms. it's totally different. And if a guy is a plotting guy and he thinks, oh, this is my world, like that's not your world. It's not it's your world against someone who agrees to fight the way you fight.
100%.
Yeah.
And I always say that is because I've come up against guys and was like, man, he's got big hit, a big punch on him. And I agree. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but power only means something if you land. Yeah. And my whole element is like not being touched.
It's also fucking with people's heads.
Yeah.
One of the things you did during the Jared Cannonier fight, after you hit him, you're like, calm down. Calm down. I was like, oh no. Because you imagine just getting popped, your eyes are running, your nose hurts, and this dude's standing in front of you going, calm down. Calm down. Like, no, he didn't. Oh no. But it's psychological warfare.
But that's obviously kind of like part of my personality coming out, and the entertaining side of me. And a lot obviously added to the criticism that I would get, which because of how I would make my opponents feel in terms of their frustration and then obviously the antics on top of it, so many people, the main term that came with me was like, oh, he's fighting cans. He's fighting cans. My whole career was, oh, he's fighting cans. Like he can't. But I always say to people I'm just making it seem a lot less difficult than it actually is. These guys are super talented fighters.
Yes.
I'm just not fighting on the same wavelength and timing as them. As you said, these guys that plod around, they're so used to it. So when they're fighting other people, it looks very even. And when they're fighting somebody that they just can't get their hands on, and they're getting frustrated on top of that. So there's the mental side, the physical side.
And you have a lot of power, so there's consequences.
Yeah, there's consequences.
It's not like you're tippy-tappy, pit-patting them every now and then. Like the Cyborg fight was one of the craziest knockouts in all of MMA history.
One thing I actually wanted to do, I actually brought some gifts for you, but one of the things I actually wanted to bring for you
Don't tell me you brought a piece of his head.
No. Yeah, he wouldn't let me have that, so I had to leave it. I actually wanted to. We basically had a Pokeball come. It's a very specific one, and they messed up on delivery. But I'm gonna get it to you in Vegas.
Okay.
So when we go over to Vegas,
beautiful.
I'm just making sure I get that to you because again, it's something that you've spoken about with me, and it's a big part of my history in MMA. Just that Cyborg fight. So
Bro, that was the most gruesome injury I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of broken bones. I've never seen someone with a caved in head.
The doctors were saying that what we were hearing back from, they said he's only ever seen that in a car accident, never in
that's his
MMA.
Head. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
And that was his last fight. And I know after the fight he was like, we're gonna fight again. The doctor's like, hey.
Yeah. Because I think he was someone sent me something where he was supposed to fight again, and then I'm not sure what happened there, but he didn't.
It's crazy.
He didn't
How could you fight again after that?
What made it? I felt very bad, obviously at the time as well. But then I didn't see him for another 2 years.
Here it is right here. Boom. That was just
and the sound of that was. It's only when I watched it back.
Give me the sound, Jamie.
It's hard to breathe. So just about everything you need in a fight, you lose off the liver shot. It can.
Runs into the jockey and it's over.
It sounds like a baseball bat on a pumpkin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just whop.
Yeah. Yeah, it was different. The thing is, I didn't know. I keep telling everybody I didn't know what happened because obviously they're like, you celebrated, like threw the Pokeball at him afterwards. I did not know.
You thought it was just a knockout.
Yeah, this was a knockout. And obviously, because from kicking his legs, I'm assuming maybe I broke his nose or because I can see he's not out, but he's in pain. It must be something like that. It's only the next day that I found out. But yeah, it was a bad one.
That was a bad one.
Yeah. It was a very bad one. And the thing is, like I said, I met him, I want to say like 2.5 years later down the line. Obviously, this clip's just been going crazy online and so on and so forth. And I felt awkward. I didn't want to, but he had come over for another MMA show, but with one of his students. But one of his students was fighting one of my teammates. And at the beginning, my coaches were like, "Oh, do you want to, go and at some point go and see him and say hello?" I was like, "Yeah, please. Like, I'd love to because that's the last time I saw him." The fight happens, and my teammate is known for his leg locks and breaks his student's leg. So I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Oh, God.
So the officers were like, do you want to go and see him? I was like, oh, yeah, I'd try. I just felt like I needed to.
Sure.
And I kind of walked into the room. His guy's obviously upset for losing. He's like getting sorted out by the medics, and he's sitting there, just looks at me, and I'm like, hey. What do you say? Like, unlucky. Like, I was just like, hey, he's like shook my hand. Like, I could just feel the energy wasn't right. It just wasn't the right time. But I didn't know when I'd get to see him again, and I haven't again since. So, yeah, I just felt it's just one of those things. I just felt bad.
Yeah.
But what do you do?
There's nothing.
Yeah. What do you do?
Guy's got a broken leg. You broke his head. Yeah. It's just like,
just
stay the fuck away from you and your crew. I mean, at least you're nice about it and friendly. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's such interesting because you've trained with Marius, my coaches, one of my coaches, Marius, and obviously he says to say hello.
Tell him I said hi. I love that dude.
Yeah. He said he trained with you guys. I think you guys trained for about 4 years with Eddie Bravo as well.
Yeah, I've known him for 20 years.
Crazy. And that's a big part of my history now with them two, the brothers, Alexis and Marius.
Were you at the gym when Lee Murray was? No.
I was just after. Yeah.
Luckily.
But interestingly, though, when I was at the time that he was around, I was still very like heavily focused on the points fighting, kickboxing. So, but a friend of mine was training at Shoot, and he was like, "You need to come and train with these guys. Like, these guys are serious." But for me, MMA was just never going to be a thing that I'd ever see myself in.
Really?
I've always seen it as, I guess, like your average fan back in the day and some fans now of like, it's brutal, man. Like,
right. And
again, I'm a points fighter. Like, I don't see myself being good enough or tough enough to fight these guys. Like,
what changed?
Obviously, had a successful career in the kickboxing, but it didn't really go anywhere. It's like you're fighting the same people over like the amount of times me and Raymond have fought, and we were like some of the top two guys. Like, if we're both in the competition, like we both walk in the room, everyone was like, "Oh my God, are these guys gonna fight?" Like,
right.
We were the guys. But I'm fighting the same people, and it's just like everything. Everyone hoping that you're gonna lose, or your fans are kind of like supporting you. And then I come back to reality, come off a plane, I traveled, I fought all the whole week or whatever, won a world title, and I've come back home and then nothing. Like, I come back home to just me being myself, just me being me, which I'm okay with, but there's no recognition, there was no sponsorship. I paid to do everything, and I loved it. And if I could choose the route again, I'd still do it because I absolutely loved it. But there comes I'm getting older, and it comes a point where I have to and I'm now starting to but at the time I'm a kid, but now it's getting to the point where I have to work, and so now it's like I can't do this forever. But at the same time, I know I want to compete for a living. I just didn't know what. So then I said to myself, okay, cool, I need to take a step away from this. I know while I'm in this will be a distraction. I'm not going to be able to focus on things because another competition that I'm going to want to win is going to come up, and it's going to turn my attention. So I said, look, I said to everyone I'm retired. I thought, let me say it to as many people as possible, so then it's hard for me to turn back on it. So I'm just like, I'm retiring now, not fighting again. Yeah, this is my last fight, And I said, cool. Started to go around looking at boxing gyms, looking at full contact kickboxing, looking at MMA gyms. And the first gym I actually went to was in Miami, Coconut Creek American Top Team. Yeah. Because my sister used to live in that area, because I got siblings over in America as well. So came out there, and in my head at the time, there's only few people from the UK that was doing anything in MMA. So when I was like, maybe I'm going to try MMA, I was like, obviously I have to go to America. And I'm lucky enough to have siblings that live over there, so I'm good. So get to American Top Team. I go in there. I'm like, this is where I'm going to start. Like, I've met a couple of the coaches and just kind of just like general chit-chat. I didn't tell them who I was or anything. Just kind of saw the vibe. The facilities are amazing. I was like, yeah, this is going to be my new life. And then I get back to England, and a good friend of mine, Marvin Francis, was like, just in case, just have a look at some gyms over here. You don't know. Just what before, because obviously I got things to sort out before I can just make the full move. So while you're doing that, let's have a look at a couple of gyms. And we did some research. We went to a couple of the Gracie gyms, went to a few other gyms that I was around. Then I found London Shoot Fighters. I hadn't done any research. And at this time, I personally wasn't watching MMA at all. The only person I knew...
What year is this?
So I would have been... I'd have been, what, 24? So what's that about? It's over 12, 13 years back. And I was trying to say the only guys in the UK would have been Brad Pickett was fighting
Solid fighter.
Solid fighter. Michael Bisping was fighting, and nobody had like achieved anything of big quality from there. Everything was in America.
Was Bisping still living in England, or had he moved to America?
I think he was still in. I think he was still in England. Yeah. But again, I was only learning it as I got more into it. But initially, I just thought I made the decision without actually researching anything, which is very much like me. I'll just jump in head first.
Figure it out
afterwards. Like. So I said to myself, okay, cool. I've got to London Shoot Fighters, and the only person I knew was Chuck Liddell. That's I've actually seen. And I just was like, this guy was just knocking people out. I was like, I could relate to that. I was like, he's a striker. Everything else I didn't really care for. I was a typical fan. Like when they got on the floor, I was like, fuck's sake, stand them up. So, and never been to a show, anything. But he's a guy that I like watching, and then I made a decision I want to do it. Cool. Started in London Shoot Fighters, and for some reason the guys there, I don't know what, because I've had good coaching. So in my upbringing, so I feel like I can hear sense when I've gone to a place. I'm hearing how they're coaching and what they're saying, and I'm like, it just makes sense to me. I was like, cool, I'm gonna start here. I still want to go to America, but I'll start here for now, and then just see where it goes. And I just fell in love with the place.
Was that the first time you did any grappling at all?
Any grappling at all?
Wow.
Didn't do any. All I was doing every day was applauding people because I was tapping every 2 seconds. I just every 2 seconds.
It's frustrating, right?
But I loved it though.
Oh, well, you have a good mindset.
Yeah,
then.
it was weird. Like I kind of enjoyed the fact that like I'm looking at this guy. Like if I saw you on the street, in my head,
right,
I'm destroying you.
Yeah.
But this guy just twisted me up into a pretzel.
It's a humiliating feeling.
Oh, so humiliating. But I crave. If I go back to the point side, from about like you met my brother outside. He's the oldest of my siblings. Sorry, of the boys. My sister's the oldest, then it's my brother. I've got 2 other brothers, then me. And at the time, we were fighting around, but they were winning everything. I used to get my ass kicked everywhere we went, and this is every single weekend.
That's crazy.
When something truly works for you, you want people to know about it. AG1 Next Gen is your daily healthy drink. Just 1 scoop combines your multivitamin, pre- and probiotics, superfoods, and antioxidants into one truly simple, delicious habit. I partnered with AG1 for so long because they're committed to constantly improving. And their latest clinically studied formula features more vitamins and minerals for more comprehensive support while still maximizing absorption in the body. And I know I've talked about AG1 for a long time, but if you haven't checked it out in a while, now's the time. AG1 has a lot going on, including new flavors, berry, citrus, and tropical. That'll make showing up for your health even better. You can be an athlete, you could be a gym rat, you could just be a normal person, and AG1 is going to help you feel your best. When you subscribe today, you'll get a free bottle of AG D3K2 and 5 AG1 travel packs with your first subscription order. Just head to drinkag1.com/Joe Rogan or click the link in the description. That's drinkag1.com/Joe Rogan.
He was the more talented one. But I mean, like every single weekend we're driving to Birmingham, to Manchester, Scotland. We did trips everywhere. Like my dad started the gym and he was going around everywhere. And every weekend, it's like 3 hours that way, 4 hours this way. There's coming back, and I'm just got a boss lip, and the medals are just like cling, 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 cling. Like they got all the medals, and they're talking about how they spin kicked some guy and they did this, and I'm just like, yeah, cool story. And I got destroyed for 4 or 5 years, and when I got to a qualifiers. Is in Birmingham. It was an IASCA qualifiers, and I managed to win that, which that in itself was success for me. Like I'm like, oh man, I qualified to go to the World Championships. I've already done well. Everyone else they were supposed to do it. Like they're good enough to have the expectation of themselves. So then I get to the World Championships, and the way they seed fighters in the US was very different to the UK at the time. So I had one fight, another fight, and I'm winning, and I'm like happy. I'm like, I must be in like the finals already. And then they're like, okay, bring the seeders fighters in, and then there's like a shitload of fighters join your mat, and I'm like, oh. My dad would tell me, he's like, yeah, I think you're in the semis. I think you're in the quarters. And then he was like, bro, just keep fighting. He said he couldn't work it out. I don't know. Seriously, I genuinely don't remember. I just remember just feeling tired, and I didn't understand why this was still going on, because in the competitions, 3-4 fights you're in a final,
Right.
and I was at least 10 fights deep and still felt like I was fighting
All in a day?
in a day.
Wow.
So there's the IASCA World Champions is in Orlando, Florida, and it was the biggest points kickboxing competition. So there's thousands and thousands of competitors, kids, adults, doing forms, doing, katas and all this stuff. And then you had the points fighting, the light contact fighting, and that was it. And yeah, it just all day. And then it literally got to this, like, okay, I won a fight, and the guy was like, okay, you're in the final next. The referee said that to me, and I was like, oh, what? Like, I can't believe I'm in the final. And this guy was very good. I can't remember his name. He was young. I think it's like 12 or 11 at the time, and I won the fight. I just collapsed to my back. I was just like, oh my god, everyone ran in there, because again, nobody expected that of me. And I remember going in there, the trophy itself was 6 foot tall. And in my head, I was like, I just want one in my house. And I managed to win that, but something, that competition clicked. So all the times I was getting beaten up, all the competitions I was getting destroyed at, and it wasn't even like close, I was getting destroyed. I won this competition, and I went back home, and every person I used to get destroyed by, I was smoking them. Like something was different.
Instantaneously.
There's a weird shift that just went click.
Wow.
And all the kicks that I'd walk into face first, I was like, oh, actually I can do this. I was like,
wow, you entered into the matrix.
to the point where, so when I went back home, it's like 12, and for the year of that circuit, I didn't lose a fight. And this is from getting whooped.
That's crazy.
And this is what I'm fighting, all the same guys that I grew up
They
with.
must have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell's going on here? Then when I was 13, I asked my dad, I was like, can I please fight in the seniors? And the seniors are 18 plus. And he was like, and he said it to me later on. He was like, as a coach, I knew you could. As your dad, I was like, hell no. And I begged him, like every competition we got, I was like, please, can I fight in the seniors? Please. And there was a big British Championship competition, and I begged, I was like, please. He was like, you can do this one. And again, I don't think remember, these guys are 18 plus, but all different sizes as well. I don't think he knew I'd do well, but not as well as I did. So I won my senior division.
Wow.
For my weight. And like I said, these are big men. But the problem is, when you win in this competition specifically, when you win your section, you go into the Grand Championships. And I'm like, Dad, you gotta let me go. Yeah. He's like, no, this is different now, because they're the winners of their division. That was your weight division. Now these guys are the winners of their own weight. You can't do this. I begged him, and I beat everybody and got to the final, and the final was really, really close, and I felt like I got robbed. And even my dad was like, he could never tell me no after that, because I destroyed some of the best fighters in the UK at the time.
Do you think it was a confidence thing of having gone through that grueling tournament and proven that you could do it, and now you didn't have doubts in your mind anymore? Or was it you had just seen so many different high levels of competition that like maybe your own expectations had risen? Like what was it that made that instantaneous shift? Because it's one thing to go and compete and do really well all of a sudden and like now I'm competing, but then you went and you were doing it against people that were normally beating you and you're fucking them up. That's like a 50% shift. That's a giant
massive
shift.
I would say one thing, obviously I hated losing, as anybody would, especially as a kid. And we also, and I think as for all of us, we wasn't allowed. So a lot of the kids would fight first and then the seniors would fight. But because we all traveled down together, we stayed the whole competition until the seniors were finished so we can drive back. A lot of the other kids were messing around when obviously there's guys that I've known since I was 8 years old that I'm still good friends with now, because we were the kids like playing with each other afterwards, like just being all cool. But my dad was like, no, you represent me. You sit down and watch. So as much as we could play a little bit, like when he wasn't looking, but we had to try and get back to the mats and make sure we were watching people. And I feel like I'm a visual learner, and I feel like that helped me become that visual learner. As much as I was getting my ass kicked, I was also spending time watching amazing athletes at the time.
I think it's an important thing to mention that at that time, there wasn't video readily available like there is today. Like, I remember the first time I went to the Taekwondo World Cup. It was in Colorado Springs in 1980, I think it was 86. And the first time I went, I immediately got better just by seeing them. Just by seeing everybody. I just went as a spectator. I hadn't beaten anybody to qualify for the nationals. So when I went there, the whole experience was just absorption. And I came back and I was much better. Much better. I'd never seen those guys live, but my expectations for competition, my expectations for movement and speed, everything had risen. And at the time I was 18. So it was just, when you're 18, your brain you just absorb. You just absorb.
And I think even more so when you're younger. And for me,
when you're a little kid.
And my first competition, I was 5 years old. So that is just many years again being up. But
that's incredible though, because your body develops with that. I started a little late. I started karate when I was 14, and then wrestling and taekwondo when I was 15. But I wished I started earlier, because I was with these guys that were younger, and their little bodies had like grown stretching, and they'd grown punching and kicking. Like you develop into that.
Well, funny you say that. That's where my name came from. So Venom came from when I was 9, and the only kids that was in my dad's class at the time, mainly bar a few others, because at the time it was basically one class. He didn't really separate the kids and adults. It's just one class. So I'm trying my best, throwing everything in to hit adults. And they're not moving, but I'm trying my best to just get some kind of reaction. And then when I started hitting people my own size, even though I was losing, because obviously I was tall for my age as well, so I was fighting kids slightly more naturally developed than me, but I had a whack on me.
That's a great way to put it.
You know what I mean? Like, even though I wasn't beating these guys were just way too fast for me. But when I hit them, they felt it. And it was one of my, again, Marvin was literally just like, yeah, you got some venom in you, man. Yeah. And we was very into like kung fu movies back in the day. And then, and I was very creative mind. Like I loved just even with my martial arts, I learn a jab like this and now I have to add something. I can't do things conventional. I've never liked to do it. If everyone's walking that way, I'm like, I want to see what's over there. Like I don't know what is wrong. I don't know what's wrong with me, but
or what's right with you,
But I just got that. Like I was just curious and creative. And so there's a film called The 5 Deadly Venoms, like old school kung fu classic. And he would be like, yeah, 5 Deadly Venoms. Let's make a move for each thing, because he'd be like Scorpion or Toad, and I would make up weird moves and try to add it into, and that was always my thing. I'd see something in the movies and I'm like, I'm going to try it in in there. This is all while I'm still getting beaten up, by the way, as well. But that never left me. So even when I started beating all these people now, I'm doing it with the style and flair of like, what more can I do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it's so perfect for martial arts for you, for MMA, because a lot of MMA is pattern recognition. You get accustomed to certain types of movements. I know this guy's going to do this. The calf kick's going to be available. I'm going to feint with this, and I'm going to throw that. I'm going to shoot that double here because I know he's going to come with the overhand right. All these patterns, you don't have normal patterns
at all.
So you're moving around, and your hands are down, you're sideways, and and they have to make up new patterns as they go along. So they have to think. And they have to react. It's such an advantage.
Yeah, and I always tell people that like the first time they're actually really gonna experience this style is on the night.
Yeah,
and you have to figure it out on the night.
Because there's not enough guys that have what you can do that also compete in MMA. There might be 5 or 6 in the whole world. Which is nuts. It's kind of nuts, man. It's really I had been saying this for decades. I'm like, this is the one thing that's missing. And then when you came over, I was like, see? This is what I'm saying. This is crazy. You can't even hit him.
It's weird, though. It's a blessing and a curse. Blessing, obviously, having the advantages of a fight. But sparring, headache. Earlier, a lot of people wanted to kind of like, let me see what this is about. Then the word spread quite quickly. And I struggle with sparring. I think it's starting to come back now. People are a bit more willing. But I struggled with sparring.
You just couldn't get sparring.
Couldn't get sparring because also, I kind of see it from other people's point of view. It's like, well, why? I'm not going to fight anybody like that. So why am I coming over?
Yeah, but if you saw that, with your mindset,
I'm going
you
over.
would be like, I got to figure out what 100%. The fuck he's doing.
100%. And my teammates, they're forced to.
Right.
And a lot of them, they even say like, I'd spar you and then I go spar someone else, and they feel so slow because when I'm with you, my eyes are like this, like I'm forced to be like ultra alert, and then I go and someone's trying to punch, like,
That's the thing too. It's exhausting. Yeah, it's exhausting. Your style's exhausting because you always have to be at high alert. There's no moment, because there's so many times where you've done like a shift in rhythm and it looks like you're slowing down and then you explode and crack people. And you've done that so successfully so many times that if they've watched any tape, they know there's no moments where you could catch your breath. There's no moments. And you're always putting pressure on people. You're always feinting. In the feints alone. See, people don't even know. When you're just standing there, it looks like you're just standing there. But you're standing there and a guy's feinting and you never know when he's going to actually launch. And your whole body's constantly tense. You can't breathe.
And that's just their energy bar just doing this without anything happening.
Without any kicks landing.
No punch, which is actually why I'm actually a big fan of like Tom Aspinall as well.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really see that anywhere, full stop, but definitely not in the heavyweight division.
No heavyweight moves like him.
No one moves like him.
He moves like a 185er.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
With that kind of explosive and that power, it's crazy.
Crazy speed for a heavyweight.
Crazy speed.
And that's why when the John Jones thing was being, like John is one of the, if not the greatest fighter of all time, but he's not the fastest guy in the world. He hasn't. But he's just so complete, and his fight IQ is off the charts. Off the charts. Like
very well rounded.
Very
well rounded
and wild. Opens up his world title fight with Shogun with a flying knee.
Yeah, crazy.
Wild. Crazy. Just believes in himself. Goes for it.
Confidence.
Yes. Goes for it. I thought that was a complicated matchup for him.
It is.
Because that guy's not easy to get to the ground, and Aspinall, and he's fast as fuck, and he's big. He's a legit 250 pounds natural. No, he doesn't need anything. There's no way he can make 205 ever. He's fucking big.
I got to train with him, and I went down there, and I was like, this guy, he's a tank.
It's a tank. So that's a problem. That's a problem when you're not really a heavyweight. As great as John is, and I think John beats most heavyweights that have ever existed. That's a that guy's Francis is another problem. That's another problem because you're dealing with a
power factor.
real 265-pound solid natural. Grew up in the sand mines. Literally,
his story is
crazy.
His story is,
bro. When he told
else.
it on the podcast, he told the whole story of him going to Morocco and getting to Europe. That's a movie, man.
Easily.
Crazy movie.
I'm surprised nobody has jumped on that.
I'm surprised too. Someone needs to. It's nuts.
We'll do it.
But when he was a child digging sand in Cameroon.
It's crazy.
You know? Incredible.
Crazy,
and then you have incredible genetics.
Yeah.
And then you have just this fierce mindset from all the shit that guy's been through. You know, that was another one. So there was 2 fights that I was really interested in with John at heavyweight. Once he won the title, I was like, God, bring back Francis, please.
I just don't see that
Sort
happening.
out your difference. I wish I was running shit. I feel like I could have. Me and him get along great. I just feel like, I don't know. I think sometimes it's the executives and the fighters, and Dana generally gets along with people. You know, like most fighters he gets along with, but him and Francis. It didn't work. So I love the guy. I've never
had the privilege of meeting him, but he just seems very sweet, like a big friendly giant outside of the cage.
Yeah, exactly.
Big friendly giant.
This episode is brought to you by the Farmer's Dog. We all know ultra-processed food isn't good for us as humans. Why would it be any different for our dogs? The Farmer's Dog is real, fresh food for dogs, and their recipe goes beyond just using good ingredients. It's all about how they use them. Unlike most pet food, they always use real meat and vegetables and gently cook them to retain vital nutrients without any of the bad stuff that comes from ultra processing. Their food is developed by a team of on-staff, board-certified vet nutritionists who make sure it's all complete and balanced, and it's backed by research and made to human-grade safety standards. It's portioned for your dog, making it easy to manage their weight. And they label each pack with your dog's name that lets you know that this food is truly packed for them. Plus, they have 24/7 customer support, so you can chat with real dog people who care about your dog anytime. The Farmer's Dog says good ingredients matter, but the best recipes call for so much more. Head to thefarmersdog.com/Rogan to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. This offer is for new customers only. He's a fucking great guy. From I'm always saying from my experiences with him. But as a fighter, I just fucking make it happen. Keep him around. You got a
That's
gem.
more important.
It's extraordinary gem. And you want to talk about sellability. You want to talk about marketability. What's more marketable than a giant man who destroys everyone? He's the guy.
So true.
Drove me nuts.
I know. I think everybody. And I think that's added to people's frustrations with the Tom Aspinall fight not happening then after as well.
Well, that was not on the UFC's side or on Tom's side. That was all John. Look, John's a wizard. He knows how to play all games. And one of the games he plays, I'm retiring. No, I'm back. Well, now I'm hunting after you. It doesn't matter for him. He's going to get the same amount of money. He's still John Jones. Like it's 100%. It's all mind fuckery. Keep you guessing. And meanwhile, John's deadlifting every day. You know what I mean? And partying. He's just so wild. But it's like that fight would have been amazing to see. But to me,
so that means it probably could still happen, though.
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. You know, they were talking about doing it at the White House.
And then Dana said, like,
Dana's like, I can't trust John to show up and be fun.
Which is fair.
So you gotta say, there's been a few times where things went awry.
But, fair enough.
However,
it would be great.
Do it on a card where you have 12 other fights. That's what I say. Who gives a fuck? Let's see if it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
That's true.
That's what I would be. Let's go crazy. Let's fucking go all in.
I guess what would happen is that fight overshadows many fights. So if it doesn't happen, even though the fights are amazing still, people are like,
It does, but so what?
I
mean, you get, I don't know who you would do. Ilya Topuria versus Justin Gaethje or something like that. Something crazy like that. You'd have a few other fights. It depends on what happens this weekend with Pereira and Ankalaev. It depends on what happens with Merab and Corey Sandhagen. Those are two very complicated fights.
Beast.
Very
Merab
good
is
fights.
a beast, man. He's such a beast.
Dude, he was talking to, I forgot who he was talking to. He did an interview. Oh, he was on Mighty Mouse's podcast. No sauna, no cold plunge, no stretching.
Doesn't do any of that.
just no warm up, shows up. I just show up, start to train. Just shows up and fucking hits the gas. He stays up till 1-2 o'clock in the morning. Just like his whole routine is totally contrary to everything that you've heard before. And this is how he weight cuts. I stop eating. He just stops eating. He stops eating on Tuesday. He just stops eating, stops drinking water, keeps working out.
Oh, man.
The man's mind is a giant factor that I think a lot of people are looking at as cardio, which is an insane weapon.
Of course, yeah.
But the man's mind, the toughness, the mental toughness, that is Fort Knox.
Yeah.
You ain't getting in there. You ain't getting in there. Remember that time, who was it? He was mounted. I forget who got him, but he got him in a mounted guillotine, and he didn't. I think it might have been Ricky Simone, and it was it? No, somebody else had him, and he got out, and then he won the fight. But he was being choked unconscious for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and he's like,
and he's like kicking his legs and moving around. He's like, "There's no quitting that guy. Fucking zero quit.
You have to put him out.
Zero quit." In the Marlon Moraes fight, he was basically out on his feet in the first round. And just came back and stopped him. He's a monster.
He's a beast.
And he keeps getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, when a guy, you feel like, oh, a guy like that is so good. Look how good he is. He's better than everybody. No.
Yeah.
He's still getting better. He's not done. He's a project. He's like, what can the human mind force the human body to do?
And how young is he now?
He's like 34, I believe.
Yeah,
so, which is in that lightweight class.
It's
a little bit more of a problem in the heavier weight classes, but I don't see any.
Like you said, his mind is.
His mind is a fucking steel trap.
But it's funny you say that because I don't really have structure either. So like I said, the weight cut I do, but that's because I came in with no understanding of weight cut, and London Shoot was like, you do this.
You look so big for 170. How the fuck did you do that? How much are you cutting when you went to 170?
So even like now, I'm massive now.
Yeah, you look like, let me guess, 220? What do you weigh right now?
Yeah, about 215.
Yeah.
Because I was going to do it in kg, so yeah.
Right, okay.
But yeah.
Kilograms. We never adopted it. So stupid. It's a way better system.
But yeah, but I've never struggled to get down though. Because again, I was just told, I guess it's ignorance as well, but I was just told to do these things. And it's like, okay, you do
What
it.
is it, like, when you start? Like, say you get a call from the UFC.
6 to 8 weeks out.
Okay. Well, so you're not going to accept any 2-week fights?
No.
Well,
it depends on the fight. And it depends where I'm always training.
But middleweight, maybe you would.
Middleweight, yeah.
Maybe.
Middleweight,
you have taken some short notice fights.
For middleweight, which was the first one was the first one or the second one I did. The last fight. Maybe. But I would take short notice fights depending on where I am.
In training.
In training. But even I just like to have a rough idea, right? Even right now, it's like trying to get, and I'm bugging people because I've come from a circuit where we fight weekends.
Right.
Every weekend we're somewhere.
And it keeps you sharp.
Yeah. And then this is probably the most frustrating thing for me. Obviously, started in the Bellator, and you're training all the time, and then you have a fight, and then you're training. I'm just like, and a lot of my fights, I don't take too much damage, so I'm like, I'm ready now. Like, give me a week off, and I can come back. And then it's months and months. I'm like, well, who am I fighting? Who's this? And
the problem is you're a hard sell.
Yeah.
When people get a call.
Yeah.
Flat-footed dude. Like, shit. I'm going to have to learn how to dance in 6 weeks. Fuck.
And that's the thing. So I'm hearing, and I assumed wrongly that when I get to the UFC, that is going to disperse. Everyone's going to be gunning for me. Like, yeah, I'm gonna show everybody that this guy is a can. Like, he only fought people that weren't his level. It's still the same. I think, and obviously the more I fight, the less people are putting their hands up. I think even Whitaker said, which I respect, to be fair, he came out, I don't even know, somebody sent me something, but he had said like, yeah, I wouldn't be interested in taking that fight.
Yeah.
He's
At this point in his career, that's just a setback waiting to happen. Yeah, it's not. And his style is very similar.
Exactly,
to your style.
yeah. I'm a massive fan of his as well. Like, I love his, obviously he can tie in the wrestling way better, and just, yeah, I love his style.
I do too. No, and you got to realize, like, that guy, he's been in it for a long time. He had 2 fucking wars with Yoel Romero. When Yoel Romero was made out of metal.
Yeah. That guy's something. He's still fighting.
Still.
Yeah.
He's 48 years old, fucking people up, looking like he's 30.
Mate, I'd swap bodies with him in a second.
Who wouldn't? Bro, when he was in here, he came in the studio. It was the most amazing thing because Joey Diaz translated for him.
Yeah.
So it was him and Joey Diaz going back and forth, and Joey's Cuban as well, of course. And so when he was here, he had to be 230 pounds. His neck starts at the top of his ears. And one of the things that he said, man, he was talking about the Cuban system. He goes, "You have to be a machine." Because he was talking about the system of you get more food if you're at a higher caliber of athlete. So
to get more food, the
athletes, man. The athletes that are the lower caliber, they eat twice a day.
Yeah.
In his caliber, he's eating 3 times a day. He's like, so every day they're coming for you. You have to be a machine. And I was like, oh my God. And you get to look in his eyes, man.
Bro, we are soft in the West, bro.
Oh, we're so soft in the West. We're so soft in the West.
What the hell is this?
I'm not a fan of communism. I don't believe in it. But damn, it creates some fucking beast. Alexander Karelin. I mean, I don't know if you get. There's 2 things you don't get that with. There's like substances. There's with for sure taking place, and then there's a regiment that they have, both the Cuban system and the Russian system, where they had figured out the balance between unbelievable hard work but technical ability and recovery. They didn't go meathead style. In America, we went meathead style, and we burnt a lot of dudes out, but the dudes who survived were just the killers of the killers. But they probably could have made more killers like the Russians did if they did it more technically.
Bro, it's the same. So again, Shoots, they were the first MMA gym in the UK. I think like 95. 97, 95.
I got a t-shirt. I got a London Shoe Fighters t-shirt from 2003.
Yeah, crazy.
I couldn't find it. I was going looking for it today.
Crazy. So like I said, they've been around.
Marius, hook me up.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him. They've been around a long time, and obviously they've fought with I think they fought with every major competition that's ever been out. They've done boxing with the likes of like David Haye, Derek Chisora now. Even Dylan White did a kickboxing fight with them. Myself, Lee Murray, John Hathaway, even like Carlos Famola was the first Czech guy before Yuri to be in the UFC. That was them guys. They done a lot, but they're the meathead style.
Yeah,
they are like, everybody will learn.
Anything that produced Lee Murray.
Yeah.
You got that guy in your gym.
It's a problem.
Just the echoes of that guy's style will permeate through that gym for decades.
That guy's just an angry man.
He was an angry man.
But then at the same time, you needed somebody because my coaches are beasts. Like you needed that kind of militant force to be able to manage that and cope with that. And 100%. That's what my coaches, they are. They're like, people used to come to our gym and we're just like, who's ready? And if you don't do it, I'll do it myself. That's one thing I always respected about them. Even with the machines, like the fitness machines that we had to do, the scores are crazy. Like I'll see people in other gyms posting their scores. I'm like, is that it? And they're celebrating it. And I'm like, we're forced to do this. The hell is that? But he'd push you, but he'd also do it himself. Like he'd jump on the machine, like, versa climber, and just smoke it. Fight like 5 fights back to back. And then run in and this and that, and we have to do all of it because he's doing it, and he's not doing it. He hasn't got a fight.
That's the way you lead.
Yeah, and he led,
especially with killers.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the problem.
They demand respect,
right? And they have to know that you're real.
Exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just some pontificator on the sidelines with a fucking clipboard. Fuck off, bitch.
Which is more nowadays. Like I'm seeing a lot of and to be fair, I'm a fan of a lot of these guys, like the fighting nerds. And again, I'm hearing that they had I forget, like a data analyst. Or something that's in, and he does like this, he studies this, and I think that's cool. Like I feel like we should have like add elements of these things as well. But obviously, I've just grown up by this iron sharps iron.
It does. It's undeniable. Iron sharpens iron. You know, there's outliers. There's a guy who will come out of a gym with nobody and he's a monster. There's just a few of those guys that exist in the world.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like if you look at a gym like American Top Team, for example, look at how many animals have come out of that gym.
So many.
Pantoja, who I think does not get
Enough.
the credit
Yeah.
he deserves.
Yeah.
I think Pantoja is one of the greatest
Beast.
ever.
Yeah.
Fucking guy's a monster.
Yeah.
When that Japanese cat came over from Ryzen and he just like ragdolled him like he had no business. And then the Kai Kara France rematch, like you see the difference between when they first fought and now
back,
the difference between like a dominant all-time world champion. Whew. People like when he's on a card, like people don't freak out. I'm like, God damn it! Just because he's 125 pounds, get that shit out of your head. You're watching one of the greatest ever.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's the marketability of people. This is what I knew I had to get right as well.
Yes.
And a lot of I say that to my teammates as well. I'm like, do you know how you're gonna market yourself? And no, just if I beat people up, it's like it doesn't always just. Unfortunately, it should, but it doesn't. That's not what's gonna get you. If I have to, as a promotion owner and the person managing everything, I'm either gonna pick you that's beating everybody but nobody cares about, or this guy that's pretty decent but everyone's making noise about. Gonna pick that guy. So you need to be able to market yourself. And I knew that from the jump, and this is before really social media was massive is a thing. But I said to myself, okay, I need to look in, how am I going to market myself? Because we don't have that much time, like on the mic. The interviews at the time, I don't feel like people got the recognition. People just cared about the fight. They just wanted to watch the fight. Didn't care what you said beforehand, unless you're arguing or shouting. There's beef.
Unless you grab that mic and go crazy.
Yeah. You gotta go crazy.
Chael Sonnen was the first guy to
he's
figure
the
that
best.
out.
Yeah,
he figured it out before anybody.
The best. Yeah.
Anderson Silva, you absolutely suck. He's the best fighter.
But he's still good. This is why he's on the mic now.
Yes, but he's the best. Perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
But there was balance with that.
King.
For me, there's the perfect balance. Like it wasn't too far. It was exactly what you wanted.
Right.
Exactly what you need to market a fight and to promote himself.
Yes, I agree with you.
But again, it's weird though, because I think authenticity is important when you do that as well though. And Conor McGregor kind of is the next person for me that's kind of delivered that.
Oh, 100%. He took it to a whole nother level.
Every time this guy's on the mic, he'll say one line and I'm like, T-shirts, easy.
How about when Jeremy Stevens is yelling at him and he goes,
who the fuck is that guy? You can't beat this guy. I'm just like, why did you even open your mouth, bro?
It's so funny, man. It's so funny.
But you need to be able to do that. Like before I even had my first fight, I spent hours. I was a big WWE fan, and I felt like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, out of all of them, was the best at marketing himself. He had the crowd in the palm of his hands. Every word that he said, and it was simple sayings. And I was like, I study this. I was like, okay, what could, and then even like his stances, he'd come up, like jump on the ropes and put his hand up and just stand there, and just like look around. You know what I mean? Like he just demanded eyes. So again, I just came to, okay, what could I do? So I was like, okay, Venom, the snake. I just relate to a snake. Okay, let me do this. okay, that's check. I got a stance that I can do. Okay, I need a saying. Okay, like what can I say? Because again, I used to listen to people on after fights, and I didn't hear anything they said. They're like, but I'm good. Yeah, I beat that guy. And I'm like, thank you for my sponsors. Like, who? Who were your sponsors? Right. Didn't hear anything. So I'm like, it has to be like concise. I have to say specific words and just. I write this stuff down. But again, I speak to my team. It's like, bro, what are you guys doing? You need to do this kind of stuff and understand that this is a part of your game. You've got 5 seconds after the fight on the mic, if that. So what are you going to say? What message is going to land? What is going to make you memorable? And I do things on my walk-ins as well. I need people to remember. They're watching 16 fights on the night. Why do they remember me? Yes, my style is exciting. That's cool. There's this weird guy who does some weird stuff with his arms and that is quite cool. But they're not going to remember my name. I need other things to keep them coming back. Oh, there's this guy in the weigh-ins. He stood above this guy. He put his snake hand up. And then, that's the same guy that did the dance. Because now you're getting it from different places. That's the guy that threw the Pokeball. Oh, what's his name? No, the more times you keep hitting them with different things, the more times they're more likely kind of really buy into you. And I think this is why I was able to create a big enough brand before even touching the UFC. Just because I paid attention to that.
You were
thing.
one of the first guys to make a name for yourself in Bellator. Because Bellator, it was hard to break out.
Yeah.
There were some wild fights in Bellator that never got recognized.
At all, yeah.
How about the Eddie Alvarez, Michael Chandler
beast,
fight?
Man.
Fucking crazy
Beast,
fights.
but-
And I
the-
feel like those guys left a lot of who they are there.
In there, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
We got them kind of after.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Chandler's still remarkably durable, but that's
is.
just a discipline thing and a hard
Yeah,
work thing.
yeah.
But
I think he's just accustomed to, like you said, he's trained a certain way his whole life. He's always going to have that kind of athleticism.
But he's, 38 now. I mean, it's like you can only. I wished he had not been in Bellator. Look, I'm all for competition. I think competition's important.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be a monopoly in the MMA business. I think it's bad for the athletes.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the fact that PFL overpays people. Keep
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
it. I like
yeah,
it. Give them $1 million.
yeah,
Everybody get $1
yeah.
million.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a car. You get a car. I wish there was more organizations. I hope ONE FC succeeds.
Yeah. It does help. That helped me as well, even in my negotiation.
Fucking everything.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
there's a caliber of athlete that I feel like should only be in the UFC.
Yeah.
And you're one of those guys.
Thank you. I appreciate
There's
that.
a caliber of athlete where, like, I want to see how good they really are. Like some guy, like Patchy Mitch. Patchy Mix is a beast. He's a bad motherfucker, but so's Mario Bautista. Mario Bautista had the perfect game plan to fuck up his party, but that dude, when he was in Bellator, was of that caliber. I was like, I want to see him over here, man.
I personally, and obviously because I've experienced it, for me, the first time I got nervous in an MMA fight was my first fight.
In the UFC?
No, my
Ever.
first
fight ever.
And then after that, I was like, oh yeah, this is the same as when I was fighting in the kickboxing world. I'm cool. I didn't get them nerves again. The first time again since then was weird enough, the second fight in the UFC against Ian Gary. Now, the first fight, I don't know why. I don't know what it was, but I was quite relaxed. And then the second fight, I was like, oh, a reality hit me of like, oh, you're in the UFC. The people are going to demand a certain thing from you, and you got a reputation of the knockouts, of the celebrations, of the walk-ins, of the this, of the that, and then I just let that put a weight on me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy that it was the second fight.
I can't even explain as to why it was the second fight and not the first one, and then even the third fight, I still had that kind of, oh man, I'm not performing the way I want, and I felt like I'm eager to impress. And I never felt like that in Bellator, but at the UFC, I'm like, I'm trying my best. I literally have to sit. Yeah, it's weird.
the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Same thing. Cage, cameras, people.
Same thing.
Same thing.
But the magnitude of it, I don't know. I'm guessing.
It's what we all grew up with.
It's what everyone grows up with.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
is where, like I said, there was always question marks around my name. Even I was jump knees and this and that. Always question marks around my name still. But then now I'm here. It's like, oh, actually, these guys can respect me now. Actually respect me now because I'm here.
Yes.
And then I was just like, trying too hard. The last fight was the first time I was like,
You're back.
I'm back. And this is why I was like, just keep getting me back in the cage, because I swear to you, I'm back to where I used to be and how I used to feel.
It's just an issue of getting guys that are willing to fight you that are of a certain caliber.
Exactly.
Because, obviously, right now you're pretty big. So for you to get down to 170 again would be a real problem. Are you committed to 185 or are you,
No.
you open either one of
I
them?
want 170. I can see a clear pathway. Even after my last fight, I messaged Hunter and I literally like, look, let me fight. It was Morales. Yeah. And I was like, look, another undefeated guy. Perfect
Beast.
fight. Like, he's a beast. Like, I'm ready. Let me take him. And I said, what I could do after that is in like December, I think I said, or no, March next year. I was like, yeah, give me that for November. Like March next year, usually come back to the UK. Let me fight the winner of Leon Edwards and Pratas. I was like, another great fight there.
Yeah.
And then you've got July card. obviously everyone's going to put their hand up to be on that. But I said, if you guys want me to be on that, I would fight for whoever you want and in that top range. I don't care who it is. Pick somebody. I'll fight them, and then I want a title shot. Or you give me the title there, like
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can see a clear path to what I want, and it's just everything seems slow, which I did. Like I said, I didn't expect coming to the UFC. I thought
I think there's just too many athletes.
There is a lot.
I think they have on contract more than 500.
Damn.
How many athletes does the UFC have under contract? Throw that into.
But then also they're I think, and obviously I'm managed by Paradigm with Audi, and he said he feels like the Paramount deal is they're having to integrate that now as well. And I'm like, I didn't think about that, but every time because Bellator kept getting new partnerships, it did slow things down a little bit.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
So
yeah, that doesn't start until January.
But obviously they're sorting out contracts and things from now, and then they have to try and align the shows. And I'm guessing, obviously I don't know, but I'm just saying it just feels even slower than before. And I'm like,
that sucks.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just want to be back out there. I don't care. And this is why I'm happy to take
674. Wow. 674 fighters under contract, and they don't have fights every week. They have fights almost every week, but not every week. Just think about that. So you have 52 weeks. You have all these fighters. Fighters want to fight multiple times in a year.
I appreciate that, but I'm MVP, man. Let's go.
I am with you. I'm with you. I always say that I wish I was a matchmaker, but I don't. Because it's the hardest job.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I used to talk to Joe Silva back in the day when he did it. He fucking hated it. Dealing with everybody and managers and people flake out. And people fail drug tests. God damn it. And these guys, what they're doing right now is very difficult, because what Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby are dealing with is the volume is so much greater.
Yeah.
There's so many more really good guys. Like in almost every division, like guys are coming in from the Contender Series.
Yeah.
Like, that guy looks like a world championship caliber fighter.
Yeah. Talented.
Talent's off the charts right now, and it's because they get to watch.
Yeah.
These are the kids that are growing up watching Anderson Silva. They're growing up watching John Jones' first fight. They're growing up watching the early Chuck Liddell fights. It's normal. Totally different. They like when they're play fighting with their friends, they're in stances that look right. They know what they're doing.
And they know the names of every submission, and this is so true.
They're calf kicking each other in the fucking schoolyard. It's a totally different world.
That's very true.
And those kids are going to grow up, and that's going to be integrated into their neuromuscular system.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're going to learn. There's guys coming along that are like elite black belt level jiu-jitsu, elite stand-up, elite wrestling, takedown defense, cardio off the charts, and they're 22. And you're like, this is nuts. Now it's just about whether you can compete, whether you can pull it off and keep your head together on fighting days.
Which is, again, I think is something that people don't speak about enough.
Listen, Aaron Pico is as talented as they come, right? That dude is a fucking vicious boxer, incredible wrestling, gold chip prospect from the very... But Lerone Murphy is another guy. I was saying before that, this is the guy that's not getting the credit he deserves. Because you got all these loud killers at 145, but you got this one dude that does everything perfect.
And he's beating everybody.
He's beating everything.
Etching away.
And he doesn't take damage, and he's clever, and he's slick, and he does things, and every technique is perfect.
Absolute
he doesn't,
beast.
and there's no fat on anything. There's no wild winging punches. Everything's tight
Clean.
and intelligent. That spinning elbow was a work of art. He just knew Aaron Pico's a train. He's come bang.
That was a crazy.
But that's the difference between someone who can compete at the highest level.
And someone who's accustomed to it.
Right.
It's
the knowing when to hit the gas and when not to. Pico's just all gas, no brakes.
Go on. What is it? Like you said, it's like similar to Michael Chandler again.
Yes.
It's just like in that rage mode all the time. And
all gas, no brakes.
You need to take your time.
But that's a wrestler thing too. They always want to break people, because in wrestling you can do that. You can have that mentality where you're constantly hitting the gas, because you're not going to get knocked out with a flying knee.
True. True. It changes.
Yeah, because you get that. That's how you compete. You get this mindset of, I'm going to fucking dominate. I know what I did in training for this. My gas tank's off the charts. My aggression's off the charts. I'm a killer. I'm going to dominate. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
The problem is with a guy like Lerone, is like, you think he's backing up.
Bam, he's coming
then,
forward.
Oh,
yeah. That was amazing. Yeah.
The timing. It was just like, oh.
But Pico even stepped right into the elbow.
It was ruthless.
It made it 10 times worse.
Ruthless.
Yeah. And that's my thing. The car crash effect, when you create those collision moments.
So for a guy like Lerone, who's not a big marketing guy, not a big, like, doesn't say wild shit on the microphone, just steady professional, does his job. He needs to do that, right? He needs like this spectacular thing where all of a sudden everybody goes, he needs to fight Alexander Volkanovski, and that looks like that's what's going to happen now because of that one performance.
Which is, I'm so happy for him.
Me too.
He's a cool guy, man. I'm so happy for him. But this is why I tell people, if he had just a little bit of chat, a little bit of show your personality or something,
but
just give me something else.
You have that.
No, but you know what it is? I always say, like, everyone, like Demetrius Johnson for me is one of the greatest, like,
of all time. Another underappreciated guy
because of his size.
Small.
Yeah. But I feel like underappreciated because you can't market him in the exact same way as you'd market like a Conor McGregor or somebody else like that. But he's a gamer. I'm like, shed a light on. There's a massive community of gaming. That industry is $1 billion deep. Market this guy because he goes back home and he's just like,
he's one of them.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
So, but again, we didn't see. I don't feel like we saw any of that until afterwards when he was kind of like doing his own thing. Right. He's now obviously doing a lot of his YouTube time. I'm so happy that he's, is getting the recognition. It was kind of
when he went to ONE that he started doing more of the gaming stuff online. Yeah.
But he had been doing it though.
He had been doing it in the UFC as well.
Yeah. But again, it's just more. I guess
they didn't capitalize.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think so. Certain people, you have to like, what is your thing? Right. Not everybody is just the fighting. They have things to kind of release, like wind down, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Find that out. He's killing everybody anyway. So like, how else can we market? Instead of being like, can't market him the same. He doesn't talk. He doesn't say anything. There must be something there. There has to be something else there we could look into.
Well, it's interesting because some guys, their personality is no personality. Yeah. Like Pereira. His personality is stone face.
Yeah.
Just stone face, destroyer, death machine. Here he comes, Amazon warrior. Literal, actual Amazon warrior.
Yeah.
Like not a faker. His fucking family comes from a tribe in the Amazon.
But then that's what he markets though.
Yeah. I guess that's what they marketed. But it was
but he markets that as well. He walks out. That walkout.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Bro, I do it myself. When he's walking out, I'm just waiting for him like,
That's true.
And that's what true. I mean, though. I mean, like, that's you're selling your story with just something so simple.
That's actually a very good point that I didn't even think of.
Yeah.
His walkout.
His walkout
gives maybe the best in the sport.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say.
And that music.
Yeah.
The jungle music behind
him. You just the walk.
Just like, this Amazon warrior.
It's simple. Everyone can relate to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's consistent. Mm-hmm. So I'm always going to, that's the guy.
And you see kids in the audience throw the 1-2
look they
afterwards.
Do it.
Yeah,
and like I said, because I'm a big wrestling fan, I see it's those moments that everybody will remember and everybody will do.
Right, when Stylebender came into The Undertaker.
Bro, beast. But that's what I'm trying to say, is those kind of things that people just don't.
Yeah.
And I'm talking the fighters themselves. Obviously, I feel the UFC can do their bit as well. But technically, you're already on the platform that's going to show you to everybody. So then it's your job to figure it out as well.
Another aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Like strength and conditioning, like all these different things.
Exactly. Just think about it.
You're a professional. Figure out how to market yourself. Yeah.
You are the product.
The problem is, though, it does lead to like cringe moments. Or some
of course.
So not everybody has your personality. And some guys try and it's like, yikes. Shit.
You got to take a risk. You got to take the risk. Because if it goes well, it goes well.
Yeah.
It goes well. So, like as you said about Alex Pereira, technically we wouldn't care if he walked out of that and got knocked out. We wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But he's a killer.
Yeah. That fight this weekend is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Because, so here's the downside to fighting all the time. Fighting all the time with your style is a very different thing because you take so little damage, which is another huge element.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of would tell people that if you have a kid and your kid wants to learn martial arts and they want to eventually be an MMA fighter, I would say 2 things. Number 1, wrestling. Take that kid and teach him how to wrestle, because if you could just develop takedown defense and an understanding of grappling, at least you have a base from the time you're real little.
Exactly, yeah.
That should be your base.
Yeah.
Because it's the most important aspect of the fight. If you can't grapple, a guy can take you down and he can hold you down. You can't do shit about it. Number 2, learn how to point fight.
Yeah.
Learn how to point fight.
Learn
Because
distance control.
There's a different thing that you guys are doing. If you go, like, people think of Billy Blanks as Tybo. You got to go back and watch Billy Blanks when he was a fucking karate wizard, dude.
Exactly.
He was a wizard, and he was hitting people where you couldn't hit him. You know, all the old school guys were all like light on the feet, bladed style, and they had this leap in ability that if you're used to a guy standing in front of, it's a giant problem, and you don't have the timing to solve it. You could go 2-3 rounds deep before you start actually landing it.
Exactly.
You can't do anything to them. It's a giant problem. And 100%. I would say you want to be the person giving the other person that problem.
Exactly.
Then you can learn all the other stuff too.
Exactly.
Learn your boxing fundamentals and Muay Thai and knees and elbows. But if they're nowhere near you and you can hit them, you can close that gap quick. You have a blitz.
So I mean, understanding that distance control.
Yes. And also the feints, the stutter steps.
Those things change the game.
Yes. There's so much movement in that style of fighting that just gets lost when people are plotting and just teeping each other in the stomach and kicking their legs.
But it's funny, people always used to go on about me and Wonderboy Thompson fighting, and I'd always say, like, it won't be as exciting as you think. For us, like me and him, there'll be moments where we're bouncing and faking and we'll laugh at each other because we saw what would have happened if one of us went, but the crowd's like, the fuck is going on? Fight. The fuck are you guys doing? Smiling at each other. Like, they don't get the fight that's going on in the moment. And I say to people, it's not as exciting. 2 pluses don't always give you that plus.
Not always, but you still want to see it.
Of course, people always want to just...
It's also like fighting doesn't have to always be ultimate excitement. You have to that's why I say no stand-ups ever. When a guy takes a guy down, that person on the bottom does not want to be on the bottom. They want to be up. If they can't get up, tough shit. It's only 5 rounds. Every fight starts standing up, which is a giant advantage for a striker. Because otherwise they wouldn't be able to get themselves up. So none of that. See, it's got to be pure. It's got to be real. You can't have like ways that a guy won only because the rules set it up for him to get to a better position.
I agree. The only thing that I find slightly frustrating in that element is I don't mind the wrestling. I think wrestling is a beautiful art and is, like you said, one of the most important arts to dictate where you want the fight to go. But if you're taking me down, try to kill me.
I agree.
Try to finish the fight. Don't just take me down and just...
I agree.
I like people like grabbing my legs and looking at the clock.
Here's the thing. If they're not good enough to kill you. Right? What if they're good enough to take you down and hold you down, but then they just have to be real defensive afterwards? And they'll throw a little pity pat. I know.
That's the only element that I just...
But here's the thing. They're not good enough to do more. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you must be, though.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe only good enough, like you're so good and they're just good enough to hold you down. But if they've reined up and started range and then you fucking framed off,
and I get back
you
up.
Got the half guard, you got back up to your feet, all of a sudden we're dealing with this shit again. Fuck that. But if you just stay on top and don't take any chances, now you can't do shit.
I agree.
It's boring as fuck.
And it's not, for me, it's not even the boring element of it. Like, I still enjoy that aspect. If I was watching it, I only enjoy that aspect because I know what I'm looking at now. Like, I'm like, oh, he's grabbed his wrist there. Okay, I can see what he's trying to work to. Okay, no, he didn't get it. Okay, I'm still in the fight. Whereas some people, I guess the people, if you don't get into grappling, you're not going to know what's happening other than they're just lying there. So I get it for them. But for me, still, it's just like the aim of this game is for me to beat you. And I mean, like, knock you out, put you to sleep. So I'm trying to show you that I am the stronger man as a warrior. And that's not by holding you.
Right.
That's not by holding you down. Holding you down to get you to position to land this elbow and hold you down to get this position to land this... Yeah, but just to...
I completely agree. However, even though I'm a fan of yours, if a wrestler who had that boring style took you down and held you down for 3 rounds and won a decision, I'd be like, damn. He did it.
Yeah.
He did it because he can't do it any other way. If he can't stand up with you, he's going to get fucked up. And he can take you down anytime. Why would he ever let you up? And if losing position is dangerous, so if you're very explosive and you're very good at grappling, you're very good on the bottom, you've gotten submissions off the bottom. If a guy reins up and starts throwing shots, but he feels like his base is gone, and he just wants to clinch and hold on and maintain position, and he maintains position with this kind of shit. You're on top and you're doing this kind of shit. Just little movements, like he's still getting away with that.
Yeah,
he's still doing that.
I agree. Because
that might be his only path, right? For you, but the thing is, he's not good enough. Where then you have guys like Khabib. Khabib gets you down. You're getting fucked up, and you're getting fucked up.
Everybody
constantly.
loves that. Everybody
loved
that.
it.
He's talking to you. He's creating that space, but still pinning you.
He's crushing your legs in between his legs, and he's trying to choke you out on you.
That I can appreciate all day, every day.
I can too. But some guys aren't good enough. They're still fighting. Right? They're in there. They're like, they're not good enough. There's guys at a world-class level that are not going to be world champions, but they might be able to beat a guy who could be a world champion if they can do that thing. It sucks.
I know.
But it's real.
It's hard to class you as a world championship fighter. Then I think you're
let's talk about Khamzat then. Khamzat and Dricus du Plessis is a perfect example of that. You got an elite grappler who dominated the fight with very little damage.
When I dominated it to the point where you're in the worst position you could be in MMA. You're in a crucifix position.
Over and over again.
Every round.
Over and over again.
And you
can't do shit about it.
You let him just...
You can't do shit about it.
But so do you think that he's worried about him exploding? Because in my head, I'm like, the fight ends if I elbow the shit out of you right now.
I think he's worried about the chaos and Dricus getting back to his feet. And, they wanted to just win. This is the whole thing. Because he came back to his corner, apparently. And this is told to me secondhand, but I'm pretty sure it's true. By a reliable source. That he was saying, can I box now? I was like, no.
Oh, okay.
No,
so
you're not fucking box. His team was like, take him down. He can't. Look, if you got that clear of a dominance.
I still agree with, though. As the coach is saying, no, take him down. But I'm saying once you are in that position.
Smash.
Yeah. Your whole thing is smash.
Right. Yeah.
Smash the shit out. What the hell? Like,
I think they just wanted that win. No matter what. Because it's such a big deal. Khamzat's finally got a shot at the title. And what is the clearest, most intelligent way to if you're betting $1 billion on this fight, what's the best way to victory? Fucking just take him down. You can take him down anytime you want to, hold him down, punch him a few times, make sure you're in dominant position so you're not going to get stood back up. If the referee starts talking to you and telling you to start throwing a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, fake a submission, don't throw all your gas into it. Do whatever the fuck you got to do, but get that goddamn title.
Fair.
Right? And then, then there's going to be some guys that he can't do that to. And that's where things get interesting.
But who would you say that is, though? Because his wrestling style is just
crazy.
It's
So
crazy.
Brendan Schaub had been to his training camp.
Okay.
And he called me up. He goes, bro, we got to talk. He goes, I just got back watching Khamzat train. He goes, I've never seen anything like that in my fucking life. He's like, dude, when I'm telling you, he's mopping the floor with Division I All-Americans, world-class grapplers, jiu-jitsu black belts. He goes, he's mopping the floor with people. He goes, it's nuts. Because they asked me if I wanted to spar with him. Schaub goes, fuck you. He's like, fuck you. I'm not going in there. He goes, he was mauling people on the ground. He goes, I never seen anything like it. He goes, it was crazy. He goes, he's so high level.
I had the privilege of going to the gym and in Dubai and train alongside him, and I saw it for myself. And I was like,
it's a shocking level of grappling. And when you can achieve that shocking level of grappling on world-class MMA fighters, why wouldn't you do it? This is just my thing, my take on it. If you just want to win and make as much money as possible and keep doing that, you should finish guys whenever you can. But if you don't think you can, and the path to victory is grappling, this is still a sport.
Fair.
If it wasn't a sport, there'd still be headbutts.
There'd still be stamps and
stomps, soccer kicks, all the wild shit that used to be. You'd still be able to wear shoes. Who gives a fuck? But it's a sport. So if it's a sport, we've got some rules. I just don't think I don't think there's anything wrong with winning by the rules. It's not my favorite style.
Fair.
My favorite style is either a knockout artist or a submission artist. I like a guy who just finishes everything.
Yeah, Oliveira when he was
when he's in his prime.
In his prime, just
Woo!
kills. Yeah.
Catching triangles and darces. And, oh, my God, he was a monster.
Yeah.
He was so good. Those guys, like, when you watch a guy who's like an elite world-class submission artist and the fight goes to the ground, it's just a totally different thing. You know, you're in real, like Fabricio Verdum when he was in his prime, when he caught Fedor with that triangle.
Bro, that was...
Catching Fedor with a triangle is crazy. Just
crazy.
If you know how explosive that guy is and how fast he is and strong and what a great grappler he is. But Fabricio Verdum's another guy who doesn't get his due. When you think about all-time GOATs, you think about Nogueira, you think about Fedor, and you think about Minotauro. And Fabricio Verdum tapped them all. He tapped all the greats.
Very true.
All of them. Tapped them. Tapped them. All the greats. Didn't just win by a decision.
Didn't just hold
Tap Fedor when Fedor was Fedor. And people were like, whoa, that's crazy.
Fedor's a beast.
Bro, he was a monster. Stoic warrior from Russia. No expression. And
he's the earliest, the first of his time.
Oh, way ahead of his time.
First of his time.
Way ahead of his time. His ability to catch submissions off his back with lightning speed. He had a lightning fast arm bar. And power on the feet. Bro, he walked down Crow Cop.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy. With stand-up.
Crow Cop's head kicks were insane.
Every kick. But like Fedor was blocking them so intelligently too. He was using that high block with the knee way up like that to catch that left kick. And he caught it. They caught it shin to shin many times. That was a crazy fight. But Fedor in his prime was so good, man. Because he was the first guy other than Minotauro, but he was more dangerous on the feet than Minotauro. But Minotauro on the ground was like one of the first guys, like super dangerous off his back. Super lethal guard. Like when he beat Bob Sapp. That was the nuttiest fight in the history of MMA. Bob Sapp was 350 pounds with abs.
I was gonna say he's kind of like your Ngannou nowadays,
but way bigger. And way bigger, but not as skilled.
Different. He's gotten Francis's improvement because in his earlier stages, I was just like, he's got power, but he's technically like
Francis basically beat Tyson Fury in a boxing match.
Crazy, right?
Basically beat him because I scored it.
I scored it for him. 100%. They just could. They could not let that happen.
He dropped Tyson Fury with a left hook and then danced in front of him.
Crazy.
I mean, that's skill. I mean, he wasn't ready for Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua was a different thing. Like it's just he's got more one-shot knockout power.
Bad game
he took it more seriously too.
I know he likes to switch in, but again, like this is where the boxing is. If you don't have that kind of intellect in the boxing, that footwork and foot positioning is put your foot on one side, you're gonna get killed. You put your foot on the other side, you're safe. You can kind of manage the power and see the punches coming. But he kept switching stances by just leaving himself in just the wrong positions.
Yeah, he wasn't ready.
Wasn't
a guy like Joshua.
Wasn't ready. There was a lot of hype off the Fury fight.
Also, Joshua got to watch him box in the Fury fight and see some patterns. Fury, I think, probably took him lightly.
Yes, I think so.
He's one of the greatest of all time. This guy's never had a boxing match. At the beginning of the fight, he's like, time to go to school. Like, oh, really?
And then he probably got stunned. He just got stunned and that was it. He's now working.
You talk to any fighter, they will tell you the worst times of their life is when they thought that a guy was nothing. And then in the middle of the fight, they realize, oh my God, I'm losing. They took a guy lightly and they didn't get up for the fight. And then they went in there and that dude was fired up and ready to go. You know?
You got with this thing, you can't take anybody lightly though.
No. Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, another perfect example.
100%
no one.
This guy was partying every day.
Exactly. He did not take it seriously.
He did not take it seriously at all. You got big respect for Buster Douglas on that one though. That was
oh my God, it was one of the greatest performances of any heavyweight title fight ever.
To want to walk in and do that as well.
The fact that guy could do that the whole time, but only did it against Mike Tyson is nuts. Because he was one of those guys, and we all know them, that is super talented and just never realizes their full potential. Like gym, guys in the gym that like you'd see him spar and train.
I talk about this all the time. Like I've had so many people, obviously I've got to see over the years that are talented. And again, it's the same thing, but can you do it when it counts? Can you do it when the lights are on? Can you do it when there's pressure and it means something to your friends, your family, money? can you still do it?
Yeah.
That's when it counts. But I've seen guys that are. There's a guy actually, and I always talk about him just because he was super unique. And weirdly enough, he got to the UFC on a short stint. Galore Buffando. I don't know if you ever remember him. He only had 2 fights, but he fought Charlie Ward, and I call it Hadouken. He just grabbed him and threw his head into the floor.
Oh, jeez.
And it was a KO. And he actually never got the bonus for that. I don't know how he didn't, because I've never seen anybody just throw someone's head down. You need to watch it at some point. Oh. But look, boom. There you go.
Oh, my God.
And if you keep it going and you see how he finishes, look, he's like,
wow.
Oh.
That dude landed hard.
Yeah.
That dude landed hard.
And if you see the finish, look at this is how athletic this guy was. Just watch. Light work. Just landed a little
perfect
spider
landing.
stance. Yeah, perfect landing. Now I had to deal with this every day. Yeah, and that was nothing. He's super explosive, but again, he's a striker. Very weird striker. Like his kicks are like his hands. He can for ages. Yeah. I was sparring him one time, and me and him, like I'm the guy with him. When he steps in, my eyes do this, and I'm like, okay, I have to make sure because a kick will come from anywhere. And we're sparring and going back and forth, and I'm in my element, and everything slows down for me, and I see his head drop down, and alarm bells are going off, and I'm like, he doesn't shoot, he doesn't go for takedowns, but I'm feeling alarm bells going on. I'm like, something's gone wrong. I don't know why this felt this slow. Something is wrong. And I've never done this block in my life. And I went like this. X block. I've never done this in my life. Never been taught this. But my body said, throw your hands. He did that and did a
cartwheel kick.
Front flip.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Landed on his foot and axe kicked me. If I didn't do that, I'd be sitting here in 2 right now, talking to you about the story that I once used to do MMA, and this guy split me in half. He's
front flip axe kick.
He's done a front flip axe kick. On his Instagram, I don't know if you'll find it, but on his Instagram, there's clips of him doing it on a bag, and he literally flips, lands on his foot, bah, hits the bag, and he's just standing. But he did it. I've blocked it. Now, even that alone, because I've now blocked it, you should fall off balance. He took his foot off and carried on sparring. Everyone in the gym was like, what the fuck was that? What the hell was that?
I never even thought anyone could do that.
He's another person that in the cage, he never showed this stuff. I've seen him, someone on a single leg, and he's run up the cage and slipped up the single leg and kicked off the cage and landed behind the person and started. Always when I talk about this, it sounds like I'm exaggerating. He used to do stuff that it's only in games, and this is why everyone used to love.
Watching him do that flip, I believe every word you're saying. Because that was crazy. The landing was crazy.
Yeah, like it was like it was no like doof. It's not like just.
No, he landed softly on one knee. Yeah.
He was insane, but just never showed it.
Wow.
Never
Is he retired?
Yeah, he's like he teaches and stuff now, but and it's a shame, man. He was a fun character, and like I said, amazing person to train with because he made me better. Because he's got the few people that in the gym that could actually kick me in the head, and and catch me because I'm good at seeing. I got good eyes, and he's just it was just something else.
Crazy that you knew it, like you had intuition.
I don't know what happened, but something said if you don't do this, you're going to die today.
Wow, that's crazy that you recognize that of all movements.
Yeah, but again, because like he never shoots. He's a striker. He will sprawl and then start doing his jiu-jitsu from there. Never really shoots, and he just went like this. And I'm like, what's going on here? I don't feel like sprawling. Something's wrong, but I don't feel like sprawling. Here you go.
Oh my god!
He does one. He does one and he lands. He does one and he lands it.
That's crazy.
Boom.
That is so crazy.
And imagine doing that during a sparring. It doesn't make sense. And he's hitting the bag. Boom! Look.
That's crazy.
And I tell people feel like you're talking rubbish. You can hear that. Oh. If that hit me.
That is so wild.
And I wish he was able to show this stuff.
Explosion you have to pull that off. The amount of force you generate.
Yeah. And who would see that coming? I still don't to this day know how I saw it coming, but
wow.
if he did that, and again, he went into these fights and it would be relatively basic. He wouldn't show all of this kind of stuff.
So he would tighten up in fights.
Yeah, he'd just tighten up a little bit and just wouldn't express himself in the same way.
Did anybody at that time work with like a mental coach?
No, I wouldn't. From our gym, the only person that I know did it from our gym was actually Alex Reed, but he is a weird character anyway.
Yeah.
Funny guy, lovely guy, but he used to have like therapists come and do this kind of stuff. And at the time, I feel like I didn't care for it because he just made it seem lame. Like it's just because it was from him, but I understand more so as over my time the importance of the mental aspect of things as well.
Maybe if someone could explain to him, or if you could have a conversation about what goes wrong when he competes.
Yeah.
Like what are the thought process when he competes, and what could be done different to change that thought, like to combat them when those thoughts come up.
Yeah.
To have a tool.
Yeah.
Have a mental toolbox where you go, no.
Yep.
We're not going to entertain this kind of negativity.
Yeah.
We're going to stay positive. We're going to stay zen.
Yeah.
You know, the most important things, don't ever give in to anxiety.
Yeah.
Don't let it get to you. Don't let it follow you. You're positive. You're breathing. You're moving. You're a killer. Keep moving and just have someone with him maybe initially to coach him through those movements.
I wish there was some, again, also maybe the gym that he's in with us at London Shoot, that's not a thing. It's
right.
We
it's
beast. Like we're
hard,
just gonna.
Right. That's
and the thing is, he still look amazing up until the fight. He'd get to the fight, and you'd be like, bro, I can't wait for people to see this.
Right.
And he'd get there, and you're like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
And it was frustrating because he was still super talented. He's still, he won one. I think he lost the next one, and then that was it. But even his previous fights before that, he's got some exceptional fights. But just
not what he's capable of doing. Yeah.
I've never seen what I've seen in the gym on stage.
Wow.
Never seen. And he still got signed to the UFC just because he's still talented. And obviously somebody saw his talent and was like, yeah, I want that. And nobody's ever seen what I've seen this guy do. And all of our teammates are like, oh, if you could seen that, everybody would be throwing money at this guy. Just make sure he's on the next card.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be like that in almost every sport.
Yeah.
But in fighting in particular.
Yeah.
Because it's the biggest mental hurdle. There's no team to fall back on. There's no, I guess we lost tonight, boys. No, you got fucked up in front of the whole world. That's the sport that you're in.
Yeah.
You're in the sport with the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Yeah.
So that pressure is just, it's unexplainable to the average person.
Yeah, you can't explain it really. This is why I try my best to focus on the element of fun, because I feel like when I'm dancing, smiling, laughing, joking, everything slows down and everything's enjoyable. There's no stress. And anytime I feel slightly stressed, you might see me dance, which is interesting because people just think I'm just doing it for the other person, to mock the other person. And sometimes it's just, just stay chill, man. You're here. Like, you don't need to do anything more than this.
Right.
If I feel like a little bit like, oh, that was a bit, and my mind starts going, no. Let's shake it off, get into your mode again, and then go back to enjoying yourself. That's but I know some people need to be in this angry state and just, psych themselves into it. And I don't even need to be angry at my opponent. And I think that comes from the fact that I used to have to fight my siblings. Right. It's not based on anger. Right. I love them. But my dad he used to say, like, yeah, that's not your sibling on the map, but straight afterwards, make sure you pick that person up, make sure they're good. And again, my brother would beat me up, my other brother would beat me up, my sister would beat me up. Everybody, but I still had love for them. So I never needed anger to thing. And the fact that my family did this thing, and even my nephews and stuff now, it's generational, just something that keeps us all together and we're so close. It's not based on being angry, just based on learning something, enjoying something, and doing it with people that you love. So that's why I can make it fun. Everyone loves this whole like tense, like, and I don't.
I think what a lot of people don't understand too is the hardest part of it is the day of the fight. It's not the fight. Once a fight starts happening, then you're in there.
You're in it.
You're in it.
Yeah,
and it's not scary.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
When you're getting fucked up and like
scary.
the end is near.
Yeah.
There's like you want to see ultimate bravery. Khalil Roundtree in the last round with Pereira.
Yeah.
When Pereira's putting it on him, that's ultimate bravery because he knows he's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
He knows he doesn't have much time. There's nowhere out.
Yeah.
His skill set is all in stand up.
Yeah.
I mean, he can take guys to the ground, but at this point, that's not going to happen.
It's not happening.
And his
Yeah.
face is broken
Busted up.
and Pereira is doing that Cobra
Boom,
thing
boom.
where he gets Cobra style, leans back and slams in.
Beautiful.
It was terrifying, but that's that kind of bravery in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they're not sure if they have that.
Yeah, fair.
And so there's just the pressure of that in front of the whole world like
So
that.
maybe
is
like they're in there just like, just do enough.
Yeah.
Just do enough.
Exactly. They're scared.
Which shrinks you.
And sometimes super duper talented people are the most scared because it kind of came too easy for them. There's a thing about super duper talented people that for some reason, like that gift comes with a curse. And that curse is that it came to you too easily, so you never really developed
Understand the grind.
the real will and drive to like overcome, just make these little tiny wins every day to pile onto a skill set. You're just a lightning bolt. You know, you're a lightning bolt, and then when it's time to actually fight, you're like, you don't know if you've been tested. You don't know who you are yet.
Yeah. I think I get that a lot though, as in like people are always like, he's just naturally talented. And only when I tell people that I used to get my ass handed to me.
But this is the thing that I've always said. Guys who grow up with brothers, especially older brothers who can kick their ass, they're ready to fight at all times. Because they're fighting in their fucking house. They're ready to fight with guys who can beat them up their whole life. Just that alone sets you up for competition in a different way than someone like, I grew up with my sister. We didn't fight. It's like nobody beat me up at home. It's totally different because you're accustomed to being around hostile males who are dominating you.
Was it older or younger though?
Younger sister.
Okay, because my older sister would still beat me out.
My sister never got into martial arts. I was the only one in the family got into it.
Okay.
But if I grew up with a bunch of brothers, I'm sure we'd be beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. Well, weird enough, we had to do it. That's one thing again. He'd always say, "You can't. No, this is not for out here. This is for in there. So if you got an issue, you verbalize it. And if you still have an issue, we can sort it out. It's in there. But yeah." I'd be annoyed at my brother. We'd have fights every now and again, but nothing crazy.
But it's just being accustomed to just a constant back and forth. How about fuck you?
Yeah.
And it's like it's in your house. It's in your house. It's where you sleep.
I was the wind-up.
Oh yeah,
but I couldn't fight, so I had to do it some other way.
So
I just had to
talk some shit.
Talk some shit. I mean, I'm
you also have to be a little tougher because you're the smaller one.
Yeah.
That's part of the thing, you know. What's crazy about John Jones is his brother.
He's got two older brothers, no?
Well, I think one of them is younger. Isn't Chandler younger? But they're all beasts.
Yeah, of course.
So you've grown up in a house.
NFL, no?
Yeah. So you've grown up in a house of beasts. You better be ready for some hostility. You got to be ready for some aggression. And there's a giant benefit of that as far as mindset, because the mindset you're accustomed to hostility. I mean, all his brothers are super freaks, just giant athletes, and so. He's in this house with highly competitive males his whole life. So you're totally accustomed to competition. Whereas with some people, competition is like super overwhelming. And it's a test you don't want to take. You almost don't want to find out if you're good enough.
I think even the school system has they've slowly over the years, they've slowly taken out certain things that challenges people in a way that gives them that gift of being competitive, and especially in the UK. I'm not sure about in the States, but in the UK, they changed the rules. This was just after I would have left, to not allowed to pick teams because
because then people feel bad if they got picked last.
But I'm like, if you're shit, I'm not picking you. Get better at this is real life. Like
that's how it works in real life, and that bad feeling of getting picked last. Lionel Richie was talking about that yesterday.
Oh, serious?
Yes. So Lionel Richie, before he was in a band, it was always like he was the last one to get picked for this. He was the last one. He was talking about that openly. But look, that's what created Lionel Richie.
100%.
Yeah.
And again, I think or again over there, I'm not sure here, but we mollycoddle like
Yes.
the kids. And then they think like you surround them in cotton wool.
Yep.
And then the real life hits them, and they're just like, "What?"
It's the opposite of Yoel Romero.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You become
Way
a
opposite.
machine. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of that.
I think I was talking to my my brother as well earlier about how they say, was it? I forget the saying. It's like tough men create good times, and that the whole cycle of that. And I find it's very true though. We're creating
100%.
too much good times for people, and everybody's complaining about everything.
Exactly.
nowadays.
When things are really good, the problem is whatever is bad, even mildly, becomes a giant thing. Then you're dealing with like microaggressions at work. People get crazy.
Yeah.
They look for all kinds of grievances everywhere they go.
Yeah.
When you are involved in like hard competition, you're not interested in any of that stuff
At all.
because it's just a giant distraction.
Yeah,
The
at
real
all.
thing is so difficult, and that's why I think even though it's uncomfortable for kids, I think like wrestling in high school, any kind of competitive sports in high school, martial arts especially,
100%. I've been an advocate
so
for ages.
valuable for you.
For ages, I've been saying this. Like, just
It's okay to lose.
it's okay to lose, and
It's actually good for you.
It's very good for you, and you need to learn this kind of stuff. Like I said, as soon as they're out of your care, they have to experience that anyway. You can't.
Yes.
You're not. And I used to do this even in when I was teaching. We're teaching a jab or something. Teaching a jab, and we're doing slipping drills, and you're jabbing like this. I was like, you're not helping anybody by jabbing away from their face, because now this guy thinks he's amazing at slipping punches.
Right.
And then we make him spar, and he's like, douche, 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 boosh. The fuck, move your fucking head. I'm doing what I usually do. Douche. Like, so I'm like, it's better that you hit him in the gym, so then when they go out into the real world or they go into a competition and whatever, they're actually good at these drills that I'm giving
Yes.
you. You're not helping by trying to be helpful.
Yes.
You don't have to hit hard, but be accurate.
Yes.
Get them used to it, and then
Touch 'em.
slowly speed up. Yeah, bro, I say this all the time, but it's exactly the same thing. People need to go through those actual trials and tribulations in certain areas, so that then they can be ready for it later on.
100%. And this idea of protecting them, and everybody gets a participation trophy.
Yeah,
That's so
hate
bad
that.
for it's
Hate.
that feeling of bad from losing is beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the feeling of being tired after you work out. That's
Yeah.
how you get in shape.
Yeah.
It's all good for you.
Exactly, it's all good for you.
You're getting into emotional shape.
But this is why I feel a lot of people are trying to take shortcuts for everything. Nobody really wants to do the
the
hard
Ozempic
work.
world.
Yeah. Nobody wants to do the hard work. And I get it if it's really excessive, you let you get to a certain point, and it's like, okay, you need to at least some help to get to a certain point to then work out, but you need to work.
You need to work. And it's good for your brain. Your brain is, we have, for whatever reason, a whole series of human reward systems that are built into our brains from the times that we were all living in tribes thousands and thousands of years ago. And in this brain, it requires tasks. There's things, it's like enforced in your brain that if you go out and you make arrowheads and you hunt the deer, you have food. Your family survives. So you have tasks. So they're whittling the stick and you're into it. And you better be fucking into it. Because if you're not into it, you're not going to eat. So if you have a life where there's none of those things and you're sitting there in front of Netflix, channel, of course you're depressed. Of course you're depressed. Your body's not getting any of the stuff that it needs.
I think
Your
someone- who was
mind
it?
isn't getting any of the tasks that it needs.
Someone was telling me like it's the reptilian mind set that looks for dangers or seeks dangers, because we're not in a society that has those dangers. We look at danger. Our dangers are now, this person looked at me funny, or this person like,
Or you're even worse, your phone.
your fault. Yeah, it's even easier now. Yeah,
People are commenting on
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
The
yeah.
haters
Yeah,
getting to
yeah,
me
yeah.
today.
yeah. To be fair, it's funny. The first time, this was still earlier, so my comments were from YouTube initially. I had an Instagram, but I didn't really use it like that. So after my first fight, I was super pumped. I'm like, because like I said to you, I was so nervous after my first fight, and I always say, look, if you watch, all of my walkouts have been like, yeah, vibes, yeah, I'm just happy to be here. My first fight, I was like this. I was dying inside, Joe. Just like, what? In my head, I was like, why did I decide to do this? I was like, why am I here? What? I was stressed. The whole walk was the longest walk, and you've never seen me so tense. And then the second I got in there and the bell rang, I was like, oh, yeah, same thing. Okay. Then I started to feel myself, and the vibe, like my energy started, like the MVP that we obviously come to know now, came out. And that was, for me, that was just like, that was great. But in terms of, I just lost where I was going.
You lost what you're talking about?
Yeah.
No worries. It happens all the time. So, but that was interesting that then the second fight was the one that really overwhelmed you.
Mm-hmm. That was in the second fight in the UFC. Overwhelmed me.
But so the first fight you ever had was when you walked out.
That's when I walked out.
The first fight you ever had.
So that was me against, me versus Dishman. And I just walked out, and seriously, I just had nothing but fear inside me.
And what kind of a athlete was he? What did he do?
I'm not sure. He's a kickboxer or something. Didn't seem like his first fight. I had like, I think 3 pullouts before I got to that fight. Like probably like the 3 weeks before. 3 different people. And at that level, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And I had fights online, so my coach was like, are you able to take these down? I'm like, they're randomly filmed from so many random people.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't even know where to begin to find out to try and get them taken down. So if anybody did research, they would see that I had like a 720 kick. So it made sense why people was pulling out.
For people that don't understand what that means, that's not a 360 degree kick.
This is one of them. This wasn't even the first time I did it.
Where is it?
Yes.
Is it coming up?
It'll be after this. A little bit further. Okay, yeah. Okay, it's gonna be that's it. Just before this.
That's crazy. That's such a crazy kick. That dude is sitting there going, how the fuck did he hit me with that? He put his hands on his knees and everything. Like, how the fuck did he pull that off?
So I understand why like people would look at that and be like,
not yet.
Yeah. But this guy stepped in, and like I felt so bad, negative going forward, walking in. But then once I was in there, but yeah, if you see the walkout, this one doesn't have it. But even how I'm even here, I'm super tensed. Like it was only until I started bouncing that it was even a thing.
What was the thing that was bothering you the most about doing this?
Just my decision. Like, why did I do this? I don't know specifically.
Oh, but once you got loose.
Once I got in there, I was like, oh, cool.
He had an obvious game.
Yeah, he was trying to take me down.
Yeah.
He wasn't strong, so I was just like, just push off. Like, I was feeling good. And I think after he felt my strength, he was like, okay, it's kind of stood back.
That style's such a problem. It's such a problem. I'm watching you move here, and I'm thinking, like, what do you do? Oh, you can't do anything. You can't do anything because he's so far away from you, and you like that when you try to close the distance on him, or rather he tries to close the distance on you, and he just can't. He just can't get close. Like, look at that. That's just nuts. That's a terrible puzzle to try to solve in real life. Wow, look at that dive. That's pretty good, though. You got a hold of your ankle. Yeah. I mean, that shows you how much you wanted that takedown.
Yep. Until this happens.
Oh, boy. The best part is just the standing there. That's amazing. Look at this. Is amazing. That's amazing. That's the best not walk-off KO ever. Yeah. Right? That's a standoff KO. Like, you realize, that's crazy. You didn't even look at him. That's amazing. It's funny when I stared at the crowd.
When people ask me, like, why did you stand there? Like, what if he came back? I was like, I landed the kick and I stood still and I was thinking he might come back, so I was going to spin the other way and land another kick. That was the game. And then when he the referee stepped in, I was like, perfect. Yeah. This looks good. It
did look good. It looks
But that's the thing.
Fuck.
I went, okay, that's where I remember I was going. I went crazy viral for that. Everyone's like, who's this guy? Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, because of the relief that I had, because of how tense I was like, oh my God, that was for me ticking the box that I can actually do this. I can actually make a career of this because
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. And got home. What did you jump online? Like I want to see. Like I'm seeing a video like crazy thousands of like comments and this and that. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe the next comment. Maybe the next one. Nope. Yeah, people don't like me.
They didn't like you for that video?
I felt like I had murdered someone's child.
For that video?
Yeah.
Okay. It just shows you why you shouldn't read comments.
No, 100%.
Because you're only getting the opinions of the dumbest motherfuckers alive. If you just saw that. So let me tell you my thought when I saw that. Because when that clip went viral, I went, finally. Like, this is proof of what I've been saying for a long time. Like, they have a different thing. Like, the really elite point fighters have a totally different thing, and you can't even get close to hitting them. And we're seeing that now. And that was the beginning of it. Man. Because even though Raymond had really good success in Glory.
He was amazing,
He did a great success in Glory, but it was different, right? Because you're in a small ring, it's roped off, and he wasn't accustomed to leg kicks yet. He had that one spectacular jumping side
doubles,
kick, spin back kick to the face.
Oh, he nearly hit me with one of those. He was very famous for his double back kicks.
Oh my God!
And then every now and again he would hook it, and it was just like he's knocked people out in the points game before it. Everyone's seen it. Like, and I remember I think it's the first time I fought him, and I was young, but I had a reputation. He was the guy like over in America that had a reputation, and you know we've collided. I was like, I don't care who this guy is, man. I was feeling myself. I was killing everybody for ages. I remember faking, like moving around, faking, got him in the corner. I was like, oh, perfect. Boom, blitz. Same thing. I was like, something's off. Boom, did this. Bah, bah. But normally the first kick is light. Both stamps. I was like, shit. Not only was that fast, but that was powerful as well, and that just got into my head. It threw me right off. I didn't want to commit to any of my strikes, and it just from the first moment he let that go, I was just like, yeah.
He was very dangerous. Very dangerous. And he was another guy that, like, you know, proved that point that this is a completely different skill set. And if you don't know how to deal with that, you're in real. They took the elite guys. It took like the Nicky Holtzkins and the Joseph Valtellinis, those guys to figure.
Nicky was beast.
Yeah, just chop the legs. And Nicky was so technical.
It
was tight, hands up high, chop the leg, chop the leg.
He was a beast.
Yeah, chopping the legs, man, is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
As soon as the legs start getting chopped, you're like,
it's hard. You can't bounce anymore. But that's the thing. It's weird because I started to utilize that as a way to win fights. Weird, like, not obviously taking the leg kicks, but only giving you that option. So everyone's like, yeah, but that's an awkward style. I was like, yeah, but when I stand in front of you like that, you don't think to do a punch because I feel way too far away. So you're not doing a punch. You're not. The only thing you have is what's in front of you is a kick. So it's like I got used to timing kicks as you're kicking, collision going in, or just pulling just off and then putting my foot in slightly deeper, and then just pulling off and then putting my foot in slightly deeper. Now I know I can pull this trigger when I'm ready, and you're getting more and more demoralized because you're not landing. You're throwing a kick, you're swinging around. You're like, oh.
And there's only one thing available.
Yeah. So I have to keep pressing that same button.
Right. And the idea of you shooting on,
it feels far.
Yeah, too far.
It feels very far.
Well, that's the Hamzat thing. It's like Hamzat shoots from the middle of the fucking octagon. that guy's got a crazy shot. That shot he hit Whitaker with, and the one he with who was it? Oh, the Leech. When he picked up the Leech, he picked him up, carried him over to Dana White.
Yeah.
And it's like, I kill everybody. Like, whoa, this is nuts. He was another guy that, like, how the fuck are you making 170?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
When I first met him, I was like, what are you talking about? You're not 170?
Yeah, big boy.
I fucking hate the weight cutting. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I hate it more than anything in the sport. I think it should be eliminated, but it's too late.
Yeah.
I think people should get down to a healthy weight and fight at the healthiest weight, whatever the hell that is.
Do you think there would be a way to combat that?
Not
Because
at
like,
this
obviously in
point.
boxing they got you have to weigh in multiple times now.
Well, some fighters make you do that, like Gervonta Davis. He made Ryan Garcia do that.
Okay.
He wanted to make sure that Ryan Garcia
Yeah.
didn't rehydrate.
Yeah.
Mayweather did that to Canelo too.
Yeah.
It's just a G move. It's
Yeah, that's
very
smart. That's when
Yeah.
you're the A side.
You're the
you
smaller,
can,
you're the A side.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'll
You
fight
can-
you,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you got to weigh
Under my
143 when you get in that fucking ring,
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah,
And
that
guys
makes
will
sense.
take that fight for that, big paycheck.
Yeah.
But it's not a good move.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? But I just think that it's legalized cheating. I just think that it's cheating. Look, if you're a 155-pound champion, but you weigh 190 pounds, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
I agree. And if I didn't have to weight cut, because if you don't join in, you're fighting monsters. So,
That's true, but they would have to fight monsters too. Everybody would have to fight a person that weighs what they actually weigh.
No, I agree with that. But I'm just saying, with the fact that people are weight cutting,
Yes.
when I got to this arena, I'd prefer to just report what I weighed at.
Yes.
But because everyone's weight cutting, I was like,
You have to.
You have to.
You have
to do it.
Because you'll look like when you were fighting at 170. For people that understand, I'm short. That's 30 pounds less than me.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's just
Got a
a
lot.
giant
Yeah.
advantage that you can't give up.
Yeah.
And when you're doing that across every single weight class and every single world championship, the last guy that I know that didn't cut weight was Frankie Edgar when he was a 155-pound champ. When Frankie Edgar was a 155-pound champ, he weighed 155,
55,
and he moved like a ghost. He
Yeah.
was all over the place. He was
Yeah.
fast as fuck. He had
Yeah.
great endurance. His recovery was incredible because he
Yeah.
could take a great shot because he wasn't dehydrated
Yeah.
like everybody else was.
Yeah. That's the thing. I actually feel great at middleweight.
Yeah.
My
We
thing is
definitely
that-
have the size for it.
Yeah, I'm naturally that way, but it's weird though because people's body types, because they are cutting, they're still slightly stocky, not necessarily as frame wise as big as me, but they're just slightly stockier. And obviously, as you say, the guys that will want to come in and just go, yeah,
They just want to clinch and get you
Yeah,
down.
you just-
It's a giant advantage.
it's an advantage if they're going to be that much heavier
Yeah,
than me as well.
giant.
Moving people, like even
Right.
when in my last fight, when I got taken down in that last round, trying to against Cannonier, trying to move him, I was just like, Jesus,
Cannonier's huge.
he's a big boy.
And he's one of the only guys that's got KOs in 3
I
different weight classes.
know, from heavyweight,
Heavyweight, light heavyweight, and middleweight.
Yeah, beast.
He's huge for
Beast,
185. But it's another perfect example. And I think, look, there's something to be said for the ritual of doing it for a lot of fighters. It means a lot, and you could choose to cut less so that you're more healthy
Exactly,
the day of the
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
But everyone kind of concedes that you have to cut something.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that's smart 24 hours before a fight in a cage.
Yeah.
Why would you deplete your body
Yeah.
purposely?
Yeah.
Because it's basically like getting drunk.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like you're dehydrating
I've seen
the
people-
shit out of your body.
Seeing people just look a mess.
And you only have 3, 5, 40 hours to rehydrate between the weigh-ins and the time you're actually going to fight. If you're lucky, you have 40 hours.
Yeah.
That's not enough time.
Yeah, I can do it. I don't care to do it. I can do it. I agree with you, and it would
You
be
have
if
to do
everybody was like, yeah, okay, let's all just do it at our weights. Or
Well, imagine if people did dehydrate and rehydrated and we started calling it cheating. You know what I mean? I mean, it would be if people got caught and they looked at it the same way people look at people getting caught with steroids.
Fair.
Because the reality is right now you can't do it because of the weight class limitations.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
too many weight classes where you're at. So
Mm-hmm.
85 to 205, that's nuts. That's 20 pounds.
Yeah,
that's
nuts.
so for
Yeah.
and for maybe people who've never grappled, they don't know what that means or never been punched.
Yeah.
They don't know what that means, but that's a giant amount of fucking horsepower
Yeah.
and gravity on
Yeah.
top of you.
Yeah.
And so if you've got weight classes at a reasonable space, like I feel like 10 pounds is good. I feel like every 10 pounds you can
Yeah.
get 45, 55, 65,
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
And if you're in between, you either add muscle or you lose weight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
stop lifting as much weights and
Yeah,
do more
yeah.
cardio. You'll get down to that right.
Yeah,
and
naturally,
that's,
yeah.
But that's what you are, what you actually are. And if we did that, there would have to be some sort of a hydration thing where they just show up and weigh you.
Yeah.
Like, like people show up and drug
Yeah,
test
drug
you
test
now.
you. Yeah.
Like drug-free sport, they'll just knock on your door. Hey, Venom, what's up?
Yeah.
Can you
What's
pee in
your weight?
this?
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, just show up. What do you weigh? Get on the
Yeah,
scale.
yeah.
And then you get on the scale. 190? Bro,
Yeah.
you're a bantamweight. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Because there's dudes that are out there doing that.
Oh no, 100%.
We always talk about Gleison Tebow. When Gleison Tebow was 155 pounders, bro, he looked like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He looked like he weighed 200 pounds when he got into the cage. It was nuts, man.
The rehydration. I've seen people cut ridiculous amounts, and then like you said, the way they rehydrate.
It's terrible, but it's also a lie. You're not 155 pounds.
True.
You're 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that's what you actually weigh.
Yeah,
and I understand why you do it. I understand why everybody does it, but there's got to be a better way. Like, this is, the worst I ever saw was Travis Lutter when he fought Anderson Silva.
I don't remember that one.
He lost, but he had Anderson down. Travis Lutter was an elite black belt.
Yeah.
And he was in the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Wins the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, dominates everybody. Dominates people on the ground. Everybody that I talked to trained with him was like, guy's on a whole nother level as far as jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And the day of the weigh-in, he can't make the weight, man. And he's so dehydrated that his lips are cracked.
Yeah, I see.
And he's not walking to the scale; he's shuffling.
Yeah.
He's just, and I'm watching him, and he missed the first time, and then this is like one of the second or third time that he tried to make weight, and he eventually didn't make weight. So even if he beat Anderson, he wouldn't have won the title.
Yeah.
But bro, he had him down, and he was on top of him in the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's ever rolled with Travis, if he was healthy and he has you down on the ground, like you're Fucksville.
Yeah.
That guy's good.
Yeah.
He was really good, but it was just the weight was way too much.
Yeah.
He was just drained.
Yeah.
And then 24 hours later, he's supposed to fight one of the greatest fighters of all time.
And it depletes the liquid around your brain as well.
Yeah.
So you're taking shots, you're not going to take it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You're
I
weak,
agree.
You're tired. Your endurance sucks. Everything's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Everything's all fucked up.
But it's why I get down very close to my weight because on fight week I'm very low.
Like, what do you weigh? If you're fighting 185, what are you weighing fight week?
185 is easier though, so 190.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Like I don't.
What
like
about
to cut
170? When you're at 170,
I'll get down to probably about 182, 183.
not that bad.
Not that bad, and then cut down from there.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't like to over stress myself.
Pereira weighed in at 185 and fought at
He's
220.
massive.
Fought at 220.
Yeah.
Weighed in at 85. Fought at 220.
Yeah. Like you said, that's that's a lot.
That's insane.
That's a lot.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so much fucking weight. And what does that do to you?
Yeah.
You know?
I've seen people. I can't even remember what fight it was. It's in Bellator, and he was banging the sauna to get out, and his coach was holding the door.
Oh God!
Like, you need 5 more minutes.
Oh my
And the
God.
guy is kicking the door like bump, and he's like, I'm never doing that. I don't ever want to feel like that.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
So many
it's
guys
too much.
black out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
just-
people passing out and stuff. Yeah.
Brian Ortega was just in an interview talking about that. He essentially almost how did he describe it? It was like 30 minutes where he was like in real trouble for his last weight cut. Yeah, he's like, he just got really wrecked. People have blacked out before.
Who's
hit
the
their
lady
head on
that fell off the
tubs.
stage? Fell off the scales, wasn't it? She stepped back
remember.
off the scales and then her legs just went.
Oh, I don't remember. 30-minute coma
Oh, sugar.
due to his weight cut for Aljamain Sterling. Holy shit.
But he keeps. Yeah. This is too much for him. I don't know why. Why doesn't he just go up?
Well, that's the problem. Is the guys at 55 are jacked. I think he dialed in his diet though. He looks a lot thinner now.
Yeah.
Like he showed. Pull up some of those photos he's got on his Instagram. He's been taking photos lately. Like he realized like he can never do that again. So he's lost a lot of body.
Oh,
fat.
that's good. That's good.
So
I think sometimes it is the discipline of it as well.
yeah, look at him.
Oh
now.
Yeah.
Look at him now.
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Big,
way leaner. Big difference. That's where
He hasn't been like that in
needed to be.
ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he needs to be.
100%.
You know, he likes to live that good life.
Same. Even when you said about like having like random weight checks, it make me consider certain burgers sometimes.
Yeah, but
not
they would
today.
have to give you an out of shape clause.
No, of
you
course,
know,
of
like give
course.
you like 10, 15 pounds in between fights.
Yeah.
But then once you start training, they should be able to randomly show up during those 6 weeks and go,
that's
all
true.
right, Michael, get on the scale.
Yeah.
174.
I agree with
Okay,
that.
good to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, I
good to
agree
go.
with
We're
that.
inside of 6 pounds. Because what you actually cut, what you're saying at 85 is perfect in my opinion.
Yeah,
That's nothing.
I don't like to be.
5 pounds is just a good sauna session.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not that much. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
losing a ton of weight. You're not killing yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe you ride the bike for a half hour. Like, what do you do?
I literally do a 30-minute jog. It's like really low with a sauna suit on. Straight away, I take that off, go straight into the sauna. 15 minutes, then wrap, 15 minutes, then wrap, and I'm done.
See, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's actually probably therapeutic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not.
It's not bad for you at all. That's probably actually very good for you because you're giving your body all this recovery from the sauna and you're getting a nice little cardiovascular workout, but nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy at all.
You're giving yourself a lot of heat shock proteins. You're not killing yourself.
Yeah.
But there's guys, man, I've seen them, and they look like, okay, here's the worst one. The worst one. Other than Travis. Travis was the worst because I watched him shuffle backstage. But the visuals is TJ Dillashaw when he went down to flyweight. He fought Henry Cejudo at flyweight, and he looked like a dead man.
Yes, I remember this.
He looked like a hostage that had just gotten released and had not been fed.
Just fed for ages. Yeah.
He looked fucking
because he gets quite jacked as well.
Yeah, he fucked up.
Yeah.
He fucked up. Look at what he looked like on the left.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That picture right there.
He's quite big there.
Right, but that picture is fucking crazy. That's a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a guy. Look at what he looks like now. Yeah, well, now he's fucking tank. Now he's a tank. The one on the right is not fair because that's after
he's finished now.
He's
but
probably $165 now. He's fucking jacked.
Yeah, he's massive.
But he was. Here's another guy that doesn't get the credit that he deserves. When he fought Henan Barao,
I love this style.
Pure flow state.
Yeah, it's
pure flow.
But it's the level changes of the up and you don't know where he's attacking. It's not linear. It's not just I'm going here or I'm going here.
Switching stances
boom,
constantly.
Angles,
yeah.
I used to love watching his style.
Have you ever talked to Ludwig?
No.
Oh, you should meet Dwayne Bang Ludwig.
Okay.
And talk to him because Dwayne is the one who coached him in that style.
Okay.
Dwayne, who was an elite kickboxer himself and fought in the UFC, at one point in time had the fastest ever knockout in the UFC. I think it was a 5 or 6 second knockout in the UFC. It was one of the fastest ever. Just step back, one right hand, blam. But Dwayne was a beast. But maybe even better than he is as a fighter, he is as a coach.
Oh, wow.
And he doesn't have that style.
Yeah,
this is what's crazy. He devised that style. So this is Dwayne. Watch this. Bang.
Ooh,
there it is.
Nice.
So they called it 6 seconds. I don't even think it was 6.
Yeah, not there. No.
I don't even think it was 6. But the point is, Dwayne's style, like he learned from Bas Rutten, and it was like Dutch kickboxing style.
Yeah.
But he realized, like, Dwayne is like this consummate studier of fighting, and he realized that the best way to fight is to overwhelm them with possibilities and options, but have a whole system of how to do that. So his system is all about switching stances and combinations while you're switching and turning and moving, but he's got it mapped out.
Nice.
The dude came over to my place with like a binder, like this thick binder of techniques, and he's full on egghead with this shit. And TJ and him just locked up. And the fruits of that labor was the Henan Barao fight. Go to that fight, Jamie. So, because I feel like this was one of the finest championship performances at the time. I thought it was the best I had ever seen of a guy who was an underdog going into a fight. Henan Barao at that time, a lot of people thought was the pound for pound best. It was him and Jose Aldo. They were talking about those two guys together, and TJ just went in there and worked him. I mean, it was like a sparring match. He went in there super loose and just moving around and started cracking him.
It's a fun watch though.
Just get me in there. So this is like Henan Barao was the boogeyman. Everybody was scared of this dude. He was so fucking
good. Look how he starts.
Ooh, step in with an uppercut. Just movement, constant movement, overwhelming you. And look, always on the tips of his toes, moving around. He didn't back up at all and never gave Henan Barao the chance to get some momentum going. And at the end, when he eventually stopped him, I mean, it was just a fucking ruthless combination when he took him out of there. But like, if you knew how difficult it is to be, look at that right hand right off the bat in the first round. At this point, Henan Barao's like, oh no.
I'm in problems.
Yeah, because nobody had thought that TJ was going to be capable of doing this. TJ, was a really good up-and-coming fighter, a really good contender, but this was his finest performance, and it was in a world championship fight against the guy that everybody thought was the man. And TJ just beat that ass. And if you go like further, see if you can go to the actual stoppage, Jamie. It's like further in the fight. When he, like at this point in time, TJ's just styling on him. Just standing right in front of him and popping him. Look at that.
Jab.
Not getting hit. Staying right in range, dropping down.
Head movement.
Yeah. Look at that head kick.
Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful.
Look at this. I mean, and it's artistic. It's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, I
it's
love
a
it.
beautiful stoppage.
Yeah.
Like one of the best championship-winning performances in the history of the sport.
Yeah, easy.
In the history of the sport.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Woo! But that dude, unfortunately, had 2 bum shoulders.
Oh, so is that what it was?
Yeah, forever. He had, even when he won the title, his shoulders were fucked. He had torn supraspinatus in both of his shoulders.
I've done one on this side.
It got to the point where he never got it fixed. So it got to the point where they're just popping out. So by the time he fought Aljamain Sterling,
yeah, he just like, I ain't
he
got nothing.
told the referee in the locker room, my shoulder's going to go out of socket.
So, I heard about it. Just let me put it back in. Yeah. That's crazy to go in there knowing that that's...
So now he had to retire, and he had multiple operations on his shoulder, and he can't even reach over his head. He gets his arm that far. Like, that's how fucked he is
3
now.
months ago, he said he's got to get another one.
Oh yeah, you can see. Jeez.
Oh, my God. Get another surgery. They're going to cut off the head of my humerus and turn the head into a plastic plunger.
That sounds like a bit too much stuff. I hate doing surgery for anything.
He has the worst shoulder injuries I've ever seen. I know there's been a lot. Like,
Was that from before?
It was from wrestling.
Oh, it's from wrestling as well.
I think it's just from having torn shoulders and just trying to rehab them and not getting them surgically fixed.
Okay.
Like, if you can have some things loose in there and strengthen everything else up and kind of be functional, but not if you're going to be a world championship fighter.
Fair.
And the problem with a lot of those things is once it tears and pulls back, you can't get it back in place.
Yeah.
So then you have really complicated surgeries where they have to take a piece of your hamstring and stick it up there or some other part of your body and reconstruct what was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And then you have to slowly build range of motion into it. Like, he got to the point where he was too tough for the injuries that he had, where he should have probably got them fixed immediately, and maybe he could have prolonged his career.
I feel like it sounds like he went back in terms of getting back into training a bit too quickly. So I feel like the rehab can work. I know obviously there's certain things you're going to need surgery for, but there's a lot of my stuff I've managed to bring it back. And even
I don't think he had surgery until after he was done fighting.
Oh, so he didn't even have surgery?
No, he had surgery on one of his knees because he blew his knee out in the Sandhagen fight. Or I should say Sandhagen, after talking with Sandhagen about what happens in that 50-50 position, Sandhagen blew his knee out.
Oh, okay.
So he put him in a position where if TJ didn't give in, he was going to get his knee fucked up, and he chose to get his knee fucked up. But that was Corey putting him in that position. So he had to get an ACL reconstruction. But I don't think he got the shoulder surgeries until after he was done fighting. He might have gotten one and then tried to fight again. Yeah. But the problem is, like, his shoulders were fucked, man. They were really fucked.
But that doesn't look fixed.
Well,
like, for you to be having to...
No. It doesn't look fixed. But I think that's all they could do with it. I think it was
that bad.
I think it was that bad.
I'm looking at an article from right after that fight. It says his 3rd shoulder surgery since 2019.
Okay, so that's when he started getting them. And when was that fight? When was the last fight that he had? That was like 2023?
Well, the Aljo fight, I think, is 22.
Oh, okay.
UFC 280. It's not. I mean, it's not.
Is it 2022?
That's when this article.
Okay, so he had those shoulder surgeries, and then I know he's had a ton since. And since, like, you look on his Instagram page, it's like every few months it's him in a sling. Well,
yeah, that's
here we go,
like,
trying again.
I know guys that are like surgery, and it never seems to. I've never, unless I'm forced to, I don't ever really go down the surgery route. I always try and figure it out a different way. Like, I've had, weird enough, it was both my shoulders, but one was supraspinatus, the other one was rotator cuff, and kind of like some lat injury as well. But just slowly, to the point where I couldn't do a push-up. When, in my last couple of, was it Bellator fights? Yeah, my last few Bellator fights, I couldn't do a push-up. I could still hit in certain angles. So certain angles I was fine, but I had no strength in that direction.
While you were fighting?
While I was fighting, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So literally trying to get that, my arms would just start shaking. I couldn't.
Why didn't you do something about that before
I was
you
doing like rehab. I was like, as long as I can hit you, I'm fine. Like,
that's so crazy. Yeah. Going into a fight with that kind of a major handicap.
I've had worse, but
what's the worst?
I don't want to say it as an excuse. So, but the day before my Ian Gary fight, I couldn't stand on my left foot.
Why not?
I up till today I don't understand it. I had the UFC PI working everything. They did shock therapy, they did acupuncture, they were doing everything, and I had a if you see the fight, I literally had ankle supports on, They said you're allowed the ankle support, so you can't really have it taped. But I had it taped under the ankle support. But obviously, if I couldn't just do one ankle,
So you had to do both of them.
so I had to do both of them. And just the day before the fight, I'm not sure if I did anything when I was cutting weight, like twinged it or something. But I don't remember anything distinct happening. But couldn't walk on my foot.
So it was your ankle? You twisted your ankle?
It was my ankle or something. And they were working on it. Literally, I was in.
And you don't have a single instance where it went?
I don't remember anything.
All of a sudden it just hurt?
Going. It just started. It hurt the night
when you
before.
woke up?
It hurt the night before. So on the weigh-in, it hurt. And I was walking around and I was like, it's hurting. But it didn't feel like anything drastic. And overnight, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And
Probably exaggerated by the weight cut, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
And then and literally the next day, in the morning, we had to go to the PI. My coach was like, bro, you can't bounce here now, I'm gonna have to pull you fat. I was like, there's no way I can get pulled from this fight. It's not happening. I was like, it's not happening.
Wow.
And I went out there and he's like, I'm bouncing. I'm trying to adjust myself and bounce. And he had it. They did the tape that he was gonna use for the fight, and he said he'll come in and do it again just before the fight. And yeah, I was just like,
Damn.
adjusting. And I had
Still had a great performance.
Yeah, I had my guy, my videographer, Kishan. He filmed. We're doing a documentary, so he's filmed all of it as well. I was kind of like, I'll wait till it comes out as known, but not even to say as an excuse, because I was able to adrenaline. Just I'm in it now and fight. But there were certain things I was being cautious of and not wanting to do. But yeah, it was just irritating. But that's probably the worst in terms of how close to the fight it was, because it's the day before. But I've had injuries in the build up, and I'm like, as long as I can throw a punch and throw a kick, make it happen.
That's the thing that people don't understand when they watch fights. Like sometimes guys, this is one of the things about the rematch this weekend, Ankalaev versus Pereira, is that Pereira supposedly had a fucked up left hand and rotavirus before the last fight.
I believe it. He looked off.
He looked off.
He definitely didn't look himself.
But Ankalaev looked really good.
100%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take anything away from Ankalaev.
When someone looks off, I'm always like, it's like Roy Jones.
Yeah.
Like people go, Roy Jones didn't fight anybody. No. Roy Jones fought everybody, but he made them look like they were nobody because they were fighting Roy Jones.
Exactly.
It's like, so is that what's going on? Like, is Ankalaev that good? And so we don't know. So we got to see him fight again.
I'd only say no just because towards the 5th round, it looked like Pereira could do some stuff. Like, it's like, okay, you're actually now landing that calf kick a bit more now. You're actually starting to do. It's like, why didn't you start like that?
He didn't have the gas.
Yeah, so
if you've got rotavirus, your gas is very low, and your energy level feels very low.
So he's trying to be he's conserving energy, and so this what makes this fight so much more interesting, because hopefully he's had the camp he is. Ankalaev hopefully comes in looking exactly the same way he did that last fight.
Yeah, or better.
He's
going to be better because he's going to be the champion. When I think there's a thing that happens, and Daniel Cormier has expressed this too. It's like a 30% bump when you become the champion. You got 30. You know, like when you were talking about when you won that tournament. You were
just
better.
Boom. Yeah.
I think there's that when you get the championship. Hopefully, you're going to get to experience that.
Yes.
You'll get to experience that bump. But this is, I feel like that's just we're going to have to see, and it's a very intriguing one. Because Pereira, if he hurt his left hand, that's the doom punch.
Exactly.
That left hook is that's
it's
death.
massive.
That's the one. That's the one. If you look at his highlight reel, there's so many left hooks.
When he catches people with that, even when he grazed Jamal Hill, it was I still don't get it now. He grazed him.
He's got a hell of a punch on him, man.
And
he got
put
a hell
him
of a
out.
punch.
Yeah.
The Yuri Prohaska one at the end of the first round. Yuri was like, yo, and then he head kicks him in the beginning of the second. Yeah, he's got ferocious power.
That head kick was fast.
Yeah.
Head kick was fast as well.
Boy, I hope he's healthy. But I heard he's super heavy coming into this week.
Oh, is it?
I heard he's like 230 going into this week. Yeah. For him,
I guess he's got a lot to cut.
Yeah. Some guys can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're
doing.
Well,
I guess if he was able to get to middleweight.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But also sometimes it makes you lazier as well. Like, oh, I can do that.
And then eat this.
And then you get close to the time, like, oh, shit, it's a bit of work now.
Well, he has talked about moving up.
Again?
And so has Ankalaev.
Oh, yeah, actually he has, yeah.
Ankalaev just said that recently, that he wants to defend the title a couple of times, then move up to heavyweight.
I think it's a bit too small.
Maybe, but if he puts size on and he gives himself enough time, he's got the skill set, and Aspinall's going to need some fucking challengers.
But then fair,
right?
fair.
Unless Cyril Gahn beats him, right?
Yeah. But then does he
Anything can
need, I always say like the time that John Jones took off to get to heavyweight, does he need that kind of time? Because it takes a while to put on size like that. Naturally, it takes ages.
Not when you're over in Russia.
Fair. Enough said.
Real difficult to get those fucking drug testing guys on a plane. And if they do, everybody knows when they're landing.
Fair.
Yeah, good luck
Fair.
going into the bathroom while those guys pee.
Yeah.
No, you will accept glass of urine. I will hand it to Vitali. He handles it to you. This is clean urine. I'm not accusing him of doing that, but I know that,
it
for
happens.
sure. Listen,
Yeah.
I mean, that was always like the joke about guys going over to Thailand. Like, why are they going over to Thailand to train? It was good training, and also really hard to get those USADA guys on a flight.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah,
I feel
there's a lot of speculation
I feel so
about
ignorant
that.
to that kind of stuff. Like I just don't care enough because again, it's like I said, I don't really have like a schedule for anything. Even when even the good stuff, like the things you're supposed to be doing, I'm just like, I'll do it.
So you're not like a supplement guy or
At all. I don't
eat
take
healthy?
protein shakes at all.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's
None of
crazy.
that. No. Never been into it.
Multivitamins?
Vitamins, yeah, like, but again, I just forget to take them. Like, I'm seriously ADHD mind. I'm just like,
You should have someone who makes like a little packet for you.
yeah.
With every
So
meal.
I'm gonna get my wife to do it soon because she's very into that. She's very into her fitness and stuff. She's a Pilates instructor. She's got her own Pilates app and stuff. And she smartly, well, I don't even know if she even intended it that way, but she kind of blew up over COVID because she set up her app at that time, and now everyone's at home.
Oh, perfect.
You know what I mean?
timing.
It's just perfect timing, and she just blew up. Her app's called Cloud9 Collective, and she does Pilates for women. But have you ever done Pilates yourself?
Yes, I have.
Bro, I did a video with her, and she got her to train some MMA, and then she's like, okay, you come and do this Pilates. She killed me.
It's a lot more difficult than I thought.
It's so much, but I
a
didn't
lot of weird
know.
muscles
Yeah,
inside of your leg.
but that's what's actually helped with a lot of the rehab side. Because it's those muscles that we bypass. We go to the big muscles. Yeah, we want to work these muscles. And it's all those little ones that are not getting worked. And those are the ones that are injured. Stabilizers.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it was a man, I forget his first name, but called something Pilates, who started it for men in war to help recover guys in war to get them back out to war. But it's become such a female-led sport.
Well, that goes to speak about what I was talking about with the Russians and being technical. You know who was really into Pilates? Kovalev. Remember when Kovalev was the light heavyweight champion?
Yeah.
The crusher?
Yeah,
He was fucking everybody up?
Yeah.
He was big into
Big in
Pilates.
Pilates.
He was doing Pilates all the time. And everybody's like, wait a minute, what? That guy?
The strength from you can get from anywhere because, like I said, those smaller muscles that help facilitate the bigger muscles.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
It's the same people that like look down on yoga. Like, bitch, go to a 90-minute hot yoga class. Go do that.
I did that. Yeah.
It's hard.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to a hot yoga. You know, I was more thinking just it's nice to kind of get the sweat going and stuff. I remember the lady, she's like, oh, yeah, go to, if you go to that side of the room, it's quite hot. So, you know, if you're new to it, just go to this side of the room. And I was like, this woman, whatever, man.
Get over that hot side.
Let me go to that hot side. And she's like, oh, you know, if you ever feel faint at all, you don't have to continue. You can kind of just sit down. I'm just like, what's she talking about? It's not that hot in here.
Google me, lady.
Bro. I think like 3 moves later, I slowly just moved the mat. Like, I didn't want to go too far. I didn't want to, but I moved from the hot side of the room to like the middle-ish, closer to that side. And then there was one move I was just stretching, and I literally just got lightheaded. I was like, shit, this is real.
It's real.
It's real.
You see all those little old ladies in there, and you think, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
No, it's difficult.
But my wife is strong as hell, and I'm just like, yes, it has to be from that. Like and then when I do I did a session with her this morning because she does some great sessions. Like when I do sessions with her, like she kills it, and I have to say she's smart in how she's done it as well. Because actually something I didn't know, because she's on her app, she's done a cycle syncing specifically for women. I didn't realize that women have obviously I knew women 28-day cycle and men have a 24-day cycle. 24 hours and they have 28 days. So there's specific times that they should be training as harder than they shouldn't be training, or they should be doing this and should be doing that.
Based on biometrics?
Based on just them
time of the cycle of
the month. But again, in my head, I'm like, there's girls that are training our class and they have to train and do everything that we do. But we forget that we're just doing it based on that. Men can kind of just keep going.
Well, women should think about that when they're scheduling fights.
100%.
Wow.
That should be a thing. And like I said, she did it for Pilates. And I looked into it and I was like, oh, this is like, even down to ice baths, great for you. Not for women though.
Really?
Not all the time. But if you look into it, so there's specific times that's okay for them, but they shouldn't put their body under that kind of stress in the same way that we can.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So there's loads of, when I started looking at certain, there's loads of things that we forget that a lot of the times it's done from a male point of view.
Right.
Forgetting that we're just different.
I never would have thought about that in terms of their menstrual cycle and fighting, but of course.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, she's put it on so individuals can actually be like, it was scheduled and say, look, you're good, specifically for you, are good to train intensely today, or no, you need a very relaxed session. And these videos that she's got hundreds of videos on her thing that will come up and be like, this is for you, this was for you, this was for you. But again, it just made me think about the women in MMA, like you said.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, scheduling fight, even down to, for them, weight cutting, you know, at a certain time, going through their luteal phase, they're holding weight.
Right.
Like, it's just different.
Yeah.
We don't have any of those issues to worry about, but we get them to do the same structure as we would do.
That's a very good point.
You know what I mean? And they should be more information about that, even for the female fighters.
Yeah, they should actually be, like, their coaches should be setting 100%. Fights up entirely based on. 100%. I wonder, like, how many fights they would have won that they couldn't really train right.
Yeah.
Because they were cramping up.
Yeah,
and shit, you know?
Yeah. We're just different.
I've seen some videos of you do a lot of plyometric stuff as well, right? And is that something you've always done?
Well, it kind of comes with just this is why I feel like I can bounce on my calves for ages, just because of that constant. And it seems to be a thing now. I didn't really understand it well enough. It was just kind of how I trained. And now,
did you train like that from the beginning?
Yeah, just because of the points fighting style is a lot of that shifting.
Right.
And
but back then when you were doing that, were you just doing the martial arts training, or were you doing specific
martial arts training
plyometrics?
With plyometrics? The reason why we did plyometrics more so is because we were also doing a lot of our katas. We did martial gymnastics, so the forms. Oh. So I had to learn how to do these crazy kicks and stuff, in which I would then, this is why I would try 720s. Not because, like, I just randomly decided to just throw it out today. It's because we were drilling them just for kata, though. And I was like, well, if I can do it for kata, then surely I can find the time to throw it when I'm fighting. And I would be, like, brave enough to try and attempt these things in the points fighting world. And yeah, there's a couple kicks that I keep telling people, there's a couple kicks that even for me, I haven't even shown you what I can actually do yet. Like, there's a couple kicks that I know I can land, and usually it's easier on people that are well trained. So usually the better fighter, it's actually easier to hit them, just because they are very traditional, they're very well trained, they have patterns that I can pick up on them, like, you're gonna step this way and you're gonna do that. And I always tell people, I call it attaching strings. The first minute of the fight, not too much happens for me, because I'm faking this, that. But every time I'm faking something, you twitch. I'm like, this means this. Yeah. You twitch. This means this. And I just attaching strings to you. So now I'm moving you. Literally, you just became Pinocchio. But that's important. This is why, like you said, all those fakes, but those fakes mean something.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I'm getting that information from you. Okay. Okay. Yeah. He wants that. If I do this, he wants that. I see it. Okay. Perfect. Now I got it.
Yeah, that's what's so important for the casual fan to understand.
Yeah.
That there's a whole game taking place that if you could play it, you would understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
But you're just seeing movement, random movement. You're like, hit him!
Yeah.
Hit him! Why don't you hit him? Meanwhile, if you knew, you'd be watching something beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
You're watching, a dance.
Yeah.
Snake charming.
That's it. It's part of the identity, man. It's part of the identity.
Well,
I try to tell people though, but yeah.
do you know when you're fighting again? Have they given you any kind of an idea?
Nah, like I said, I pushed out information. I keep chasing up to try and find out, and I haven't really heard too much back.
They're announcing some fights now, right?
That's what I'm saying. It feels like things are slowly starting to happen. Still waiting.
So Pratis is going to fight Leon Edwards.
Yeah, that's been
So
confirmed.
170, which is what you're looking at the most, right?
Yeah, I want to get back. I know I'm big now, but
You can make it though. I've seen
I
you
can make it. I can make it.
And
I want to get back down.
Advantages at 170.
Yeah. I want to get back down to 170, just because, like I said, I think JDM's a great, an amazing fighter. I just feel stylistically I can beat him.
Well, it's a very good style for stand up for you.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very complete.
Very complete.
Yeah, he's very, very
good.
very
complete.
good.
I really like his style, and very smart. You can tell he's very smart. Like, he has in specific to the opponent. He's like, okay, yeah. But like I said, that's one of the advantages. Is like you're not gonna have. It's gonna be very difficult for you, even as smart as you are, to figure that out.
Well, that's why it's exciting for you with any stand-up fighter. As soon as you're fighting a guy who likes to stand up, it's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure you like to stand up?
Yeah. I tell people this all the time.
Welcome to this new thing that you've never experienced before.
I make these guys wrestlers, man. I make all these stand-up guys wrestlers, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to strike with you."
Well, listen, brother, I can't wait to see you in there again.
Yes,
I'm a giant fan. I'm so
you.
happy you're at the UFC now.
Yes,
and I know you do a lot of stuff online, so tell people how to find you. And
yeah, so again, it's all the social media, Michael Venom page, everything, Instagram. I don't really do Twitter as much, or X, sorry. My Facebook, YouTube, I'm doing a lot of stuff. ITM, actually, I'm doing a film company. I always try to set myself up for the next stage. And my creative mind won't stop. Even
you want to
when
make movies?
I'm making movies. I've
Really?
already made 2 short movies.
Wow.
And again, the same.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. And
What
I
are
want to get
they-
into acting as well.
What are they about?
So the first one was actually about an athlete's mindset. One thing that I find with films, I think people are lazy watchers nowadays. They find just explosion, action, and crap storyline. But I want storytelling again. And this one is just more about an athlete's mindset. I did it through the eyes of a runner, just because it's slightly different. I didn't want to just go down the same lane as MMA. Did it through the eyes of a runner, and just how toxic your want and your need to be the best, how it can look like. And again, I'll go into that one. I'll let people watch that one. That one's just called Runner. The next one's called Wait, and it's kind of about what anxiety can look like from a position of waiting for good news and a position of waiting for bad news, and how the parallels work and look almost identical. So you're literally watching 2 point of views. So these 2.
So this dude's just freaking out, waiting for...
Yeah, he's
That's fucking cool that you're doing things like that.
Thank you, man.
That's
Thank
very
you.
cool.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a creative mind. I need to express it in some way, and I know when I leave, I'm not going to be one of those guys that retire and want to come back. If I say I'm done, then I'm done.
Well, that's great.
And I need something else to go into.
Nothing better than having something you look forward to that you actually enjoy and love outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard. It's very hard for guys to end. It becomes your identity.
100%.
And the thrill, you know more than anybody.
Yeah,
the thrill
yeah.
of doing that is above and beyond almost anything else you'll experience in life.
My thrill is usually, for me anyway, it comes from expressing art. And we call it martial artists. As much as people see the sometimes the blood, the knockouts and stuff, it's art. Like we just watched TJ Dillashaw. That was art. That was pure art.
Pure art.
Like people don't appreciate that side of it. And I love to paint pictures. And I'm like, how can I continue painting pictures after this stage of my life? I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Movies.
Well, listen, man, if you make movies like you can fight, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Trust me. Yeah, we're doing
I
big
believe
things.
you. I believe
Kishan, my camera guy, Kishan Lekhaney, it just worked. The synergies just worked. He's directing films like he's done it for 20 years, and he's just unbelievable. So
that's awesome.
We're going to do some magical things.
I love hearing stuff like that. I really do. I really do.
And I got, like I said, I got a gift for you. Anyway. What do you like, red or black? You can have both if you want.
What is it?
Just a t-shirt.
Oh, nice.
And it represents who we are, hands down. Martial arts, just guys that do this, and everyone mocks all the time. But it's obviously my brand. So extra large.
Large?
Yeah, let me see, large here, large.
Thank you very
There
much,
you
sir.
go.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then I'm into everything, but I got a beef jerky company called Snap Down Snacks for snapping people, wrestling, snapping them down.
Snap down snacks.
So snap
I like
down
it.
or snack down and some snap down.
Beautiful. Thank you
Here you
very
go,
much.
man.
All right.
But
Fantastic.
yes, enjoy. Let me know what you
And
think.
how do people find that company? Is it a website?
Yeah, just snap down on
Snap Down Snacks?
Yeah, snap
Athlete
snacks.
Fuel.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. And if you're in the UK next, or when you're in the UK next, let me know. I got a Mexican restaurant as well, Ixchel.
Wow,
man. Yeah. We
That's
did-
great. You're invested in all kinds of
Yeah,
things.
yeah. We
Beautiful.
actually had Kendall's Kendall Jenner's 818 tequila featured in there. We're gonna have Jason Momoa come in end of this month with his vodka, Mile vodka. So
Look at you.
I'm in
Moving and shaking.
Oh yeah, we're everywhere,
I love it.
everywhere.
All right, man. I'll see you this weekend.
Yes.
Thank you for doing
Oh,
this.
thank you, man.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
I really enjoyed it.
I did too. Thank you. Bye, everybody.